dollars and you distribute that money. But normally, if you have a cap, let's say if we cap 4%, the cap is 4. So your exceed performer would be 4%.
So the board is dictating staff's salaries through the.
We are dictating a max cap salary, yes, 4%. And then my expectation is the head of the department should cheer to everybody to have a 4%, because if they're developing your staff, then everybody should get a 4%. And it shouldn't take you a year to realize that you're not going to get that 4%.
Well, I mean, you can do it either way, and I'm comfortable. I mean, I do both. You set, we approve based on, if you normally finance guy says, okay, here's how much money we have for merit increases. It's X amount that gets distributed, and then the department heads get a certain amount, and whatever the distribution is, it could be up to 6%, but it's the pool of money. Or you set the dollar amount and the threshold. The threshold would be a max 4%. You do one or the other, and I'm fine with either one. I mean, if you collect the money, you distribute it, if we're going to prove it that way, or we say what we're approving is the pool of money.
All I wanted to know is what we did.
With the restriction of a max
percentage. The pool is what you have historically done, and then how that pool is split is the district manager ultimately and staff's decision on how that gets done.
So we don't have the
Typically, okay. Laura said, most people are at 3%. In the 4 years I've been here, I can honestly say maybe one person has exceeded.
Then that implies that there's got to be a surplus at the end of the year.
No. They burn through.
Wait. If you got a 4% pool to give, range, and not everybody got 4%, there's got to be extra money at the end of the year.
And
every year since I've been here, we have had a surplus rollover of funds.
That's what I asked. You do have a surplus.
But it does not stay with it. This is not an HOA. It does not. The surplus of fund does not stay with the surplus of salaries.
Correct.
Example.
Goes back to general fund.
L left. Yes. Daniel left. So we budgeted for those items, right? So now it's not even their salaries. So we didn't give them a raise, and now we're not even paying them, and we didn't hire anyone. So there was definitely a surplus last year. That does not mean that we can take that surplus from 2026 and apply to 2027 and say there will be no include. The surplus,
but it ended up in the bottom line.
It's in the bottom of.
Okay.
You know what is going? Subsidizing something that it's upside down.
Yeah.
That's what's going.
Historically, you've given us a pot, and then how we split the pot is determined by us in the handbook. So.
It's just, I use this column to calculate the pot. So
then I'd like to bring up pensions.
Well, Carol, before that, what are we going to do as a board? Which would we want? Keep it like it is or change it to a cap?
I thought I made a motion for a pot of money for 4%.
It's a pot.
That's what's in here right now.
So
which is what is in the budget right now.
Okay, so then let me clarify. Is the pot for 4% a total, or is a pot of 4% total, including 4% max per individual? That's the question.
I would say yes to the second part.
Me too. I
agree with that.
I would say
your first one.
I would say
is how I understood it.
I understand. Okay, so I would agree with the second. It's a 4%. It's 4% for admin. Okay, everybody that's on the admin can get it. There's 0 up to a 4%. You cannot have somebody that gets 0 and one gets 5, because if the cap for the entire thing is 4, nobody should go above that. That's kind of how I'll go.
That's the way I would like to do it.
If under the circuit, if we're defining that today, under current conditions, I would say 4% is the amount that we allocate with a cap of 4%.
Yes.
Individual. Okay, yes,
That
that's what I would say. So do you need to redo?
What you just said?
That's what I said.
Oh, okay, that's what
I'm positive that's what I said.
Okay.
Which is slightly different from the way we've been doing it.
Boys are hot in here.
I would agree with that.
All right.
I'm going back to you're changing what
Yes.
you've done in the past.
Yes.
And now you're saying the maximum of any staff employee increase is 4%.
Yes.
Is and historically been a district manager decision to make based on a pot of money that you've given.
Correct. And then prior to the district manager making that decision, we make the decision on budget. So we're still allowing you to make that decision. You're just giving your employee up to 4%. So
Understood.
so we don't want to get into telling you how and who gets and who does
Well, you
not.
have by saying
Only the
4%.
cap.
Yeah,
By putting the
because
cap
it's
in
our
place.
job,
Okay.
not staff's job, to come up with the budget and set those numbers. So the set number is 4%, and then you, as you please, work with that 4%.
Okay, so we will amend the handbook to address that.
Do we need a public hearing for that or not?
Well, does the
That's image-
handbook,
that's
does the
image-
handbook today currently say that the district manager,
That if funds are available for merit increases, that this is how we do things.
I'm sure that's
It doesn't
not
have
how
a
it says.
cap? It doesn't have a cap on the book?
No,
Okay.
It's based
because
on budget.
it's based on the
No,
budget.
the wording that I'm looking for from you is that it's at the district manager's discretion. Is that the way the
Yes.
wording says? When it does not say that it's at the
If
board's
funds-
discretion.
Yes.
In the handbook. It says if the funds are available, which the funds are set by the board.
So I think it's a combination of both. So the funds are available, but there's a cap on
Word
the
it whatever
fund.
way we got to word it.
I think
Let's
that's
move
what
on.
it is. We've got to do definition of what the
Word it
description
however
is.
we need to
Yes.
word it and move on.
Yeah.
So I'm clear, I am clear, no employee under me can receive more than a 4% merit increase next
And
year.
here's why you can't do that, or why I would argue against it, is if you're setting an expectation of what your potential is, then it's a moving target. Like if you say an exceeds is if you're rated a meets performer, that equals a 3% increase. If you're an exceeds, that equals a 4% or a 5%. If it's a moving target, it's very difficult,
Why-
almost
why would
impossible to set a
exceed-
moving target. Because you could be an exceed and get 6%, you could be a meets and get a 3%, like that, to me, that's a problem.
Well, what's worse is you could be in a pool which took all four, but you would have been looking overall, you could have been a person who had been a candidate for six. So
Yeah,
it's what pool
This
you're in.
is a more
This
structured
is a lot
approach,
better.
and it still should give you the same dollar,
Well, one's the budget, we've just said that we're going to do there. The other's the other.
I
It
think
doesn't change anything that we've done here because the dollar value is in the pool.
Right.
That's the key.
Yeah, and what I would suggest is that once, changing the employee manual is an administrative matter, but I think it should come back to the board, so the board can see the changes, make sure that what they're articulated is in the manual. Just,
I will go back and review the language that it captures the new method and make sure it addresses that.
Okay.
Okay, so if I could bring up pensions, we had talked earlier about changing pensions, and the staff basically was saying they would, rather than changing pension plans, they would rather be allowed to increase the amount that they contribute to the pension fund.
Just correction, we do not have a pension.
I'm sorry, what do we
Let me make
have?
sure, we have a 457B plan. We do not have a pension.
Okay,
There's a big difference.
to the 457B plan.
Yes.
Okay. Rather than, but you wanted the employees to have the opportunity to contribute more if they wanted to,
Correct.
rather than the
3%.
3%. Okay. Do we need any changes to the budget or anything from us to implement that?
At the last meeting, you approved us to increase our match from 3, 4, 5% tiered to 6, 7, and 8% tiered, and I reflected that in this budget.
Okay, so I didn't think we voted on that.
You did.
I think okay. Then I apologize.
I wouldn't have made the change otherwise, but yeah, you
Okay.
did. So I used 7 for an average. Actually, I
Okay.
went through
I
each.
thought we discussed it,
I went
but we
through each
never actually
individual-
voted on it.
I went through each individual employee and those that are contributing and whatever they would be at with the new year, I changed it so it's actuals in the budget.
So is there any other category or area for payroll and our employees that we need to address in budgeting for this next year?
No question.
I have a question. You know, I would love like sponsorship if we're.
Because I always believe that that is the heart and soul of your budget.
And I did
is your
find-
payroll and your head count and all that sort of stuff.
Right, I did
That's the
find,
stuff You got to make decisions on first.
Because what we had talked about last time is I did some research and Sherry did
see you over
a
there.
big part of the lifting as well and compared the match that we have with our 457B to other government agencies that don't offer FRS, that they have a plan like ours, and we are much, much lower than what they are at, and that was why we had asked to have it increase up to 6, 7, and 8%, which puts us in line with those other entities.
So right now, we have a max of 3% for the 357B
No.
from an employee.
No,
No, under 457B, you can go up to like
no,
24,000.
ours is,
Okay,
we
as
hit
opposed to
for-
employees'
from-
contribution.
okay,
It's a 3% match right
up to
now.
first 5
But employees
years.
can put in how much?
They can put up anything they want.
Anything,
Yeah, we
but the
match.
ma- what we're talking about is the match, is the
Yes,
district
we match
match.
either 3, 4, or 5% currently, depending on how long they've been here. And what we did is we asked to have that changed, and you approved it to make it be, instead of 3, 4, and 5 tiered, it's 6, 7, and 8%
Where's that,
tiered.
Laura, in this budget?
That's
on-
included in the retirement. It's not on this page. It's actually on this column, right here, this retirement column.
Three.
Yes.
457B is the
25.
government equivalent of a 401.
So you've estimated that percentage.
Yep.
And put that in here.
Based on
As
tenure.
if everybody was going to do that.
Yes.
So that's one that's got a possibility of a
And we do that, that's how we
Reduction or
handle it.
surplus.
Yeah. We handle
But then we
that.
needed it to do
that
that,
way
so we
each
could
year.
budget it.
What's it-
Yeah.
what amount do we
A
budget?
little bitter.
6, well, it's based on tenure, so somebody who's been here,
Oh, for the, okay, so the
Yeah.
tier is
yeah,
6,
so
7, 8,
our maximum exposure would be based on their tenure.
okay.
And obviously, part-time people is 0. You can see down here, they get
So if
nothing.
everything else is fine then, and this number then, this is the basis of the distribution to each one of the sub-accounts or the silos.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Anything else for staffing?
Nothing for staffing.
I
Okay.
I mentioned it in passing earlier, but we have hired, contingent upon a drug test and background check, Stephanie's replacement.
Oh,
So they
congratulations.
shall be
They should be starting the 20th.
Are you
Where you coming from?
anticipating with the park, what are we calling the new park role?
Coordinator?
Program
no.
coordinator?
No, the park attendants.
Park
The
attendants.
ranger you're talking about?
Park
Yeah, whatever,
attendants.
yeah.
Premium parking, but it's premium parking will be doing that, correct?
So,
No? Oh.
No.
no, I'm talking about the park attendants, people that like today, that are the
Part-time.
pool and over here. So that role will stay the same. Their roles and responsibility will be expanded with the new facility and having them kind of walk the grounds and all that stuff. Are we talking about adjustments to the hourly rate, and are we thinking about, we're not making it, so the job will stay the same, the pay will stay the same?
So the job description has to be tweaked because right now they're doing a lot of maintenance responsibilities, and those maintenance responsibilities will be more pushed towards maintenance. Now, they may have to clean a bathroom every now and then like they do. They're cleaning bathrooms regularly now, but there will be some ins and outs of that job
I
description.
have a question that since we have Tim here, Mark's gone.
So
Do you see a benefit on having, I don't know, 15 years ago when we had a pool person? I'm thinking Natalie, I think it's 20 years ago. So that's before you. So Natalie was in charge of the pool. So we had a pool person, right? So I will say that there was a benefit to that because there was more ownership, because she knew this is the pool. So the pool was maintained. I mean, it was newer, but it was maintained to a different standard now because they had that ownership. Would we be, because the money's there, the staff is there, and we could divide it. Could we have somebody that oversee, soccer fields? And it's probably going to be less, like, so you'll oversee concession stand, the cleanliness, the garbage, and he'll probably, that could be a true part-time position.
I think the position, and honestly, I think we should be opening that up for both part-time and full-time.
And that's what I was thinking.
But I think that the position, the responsibilities, I don't think the position should be dedicated to any one area. I think it should be,
General.
because it's seasonal, there's time. I think it should be a park, whatever you want to call it, Parks and Rec, I don't know, attendant, whatever.
what they are now.
That's what the title is
That's what
now.
they are,
So
yeah.
whatever it is.
The kind of person that's going to be generating. Are available for whatever activity we have.
No.
That's the
This is
coordinator.
the park attendant is what we have now, which
Who's
the
gonna do this? This is another
the
function.
job
It's more of a
description.
maintenance position.
Yeah.
My question
We've
is,
already accounted for that.
So, but my
there
point,
will need to be a function that says we have 5 courts available from 5 in the morning to 5 at night, and schedule people that sign up for it. Who's going to do that?
Facilitron,
It's
That's a
it's
Facilitron?
what, so
It's
a
what, not who.
But-
Yeah.
but it's like
But still,
Facilitron.
this is still the responsibility of the park person
Of the
to
program
monitor
coordinator.
when the facilities are being used, to be able to check periodically if someone's on the pickleball court, to make sure that they're scheduled. Someone's not on the court using it that hasn't assigned. The same thing, I think we have to expand the hours, because I don't know how many times I've been out at the fields on any night, and Tim can attest to this, and the sprinkler's going off, or the lights don't work, or there's an issue with trash or something. I mean, I think we should expand the hours and have
I
someone.
won't mention the trash in front of the building today.
And have someone that is out there during the hours of operation. It's not just 5 o'clock. I think we should expand it. Because to me, if we've got someone at staff who is around the fields during hours of operation, they help maintain the facility, they help, to me, that's.
I mean, Doug, that's the responsibility of the supervisors,
I think we're going to
Lead
grossly
lead
underestimate what's
supervisors?
required.
the department supervisors. Whoever is in charge of parks, they check and verify that stuff.
I think we're grossly
I mean, that's just
underestimating
part
what
of
it's going
doing-
to take to maintain
Part of
this.
business.
You-
They're their
Say the
responsibility.
pickleball courts,
Everybody leaves at 4?
say the pickleball courts are high intensity usage. And Gephardt and Tinkle sign up every day at 10 o'clock. Never show up, but we sign up.
I've never seen.
How do you adjust
I've
that?
never seen a location that offers a facility that requires the league coordinators to maintain the bathrooms or to take out trash. I've never seen it. And
Other than the
I'm in the
pool.
fields all the
But
time.
no, no, no,
I'm not talking about the pool.
Okay.
No, no, no,
I'm talking everywhere.
I don't think that's what he meant. He didn't mean that league. He meant like like whoever's the supervisor intern, ours, on our side.
Yeah, I just think that
Yeah.
we need to have staff out here when,
So if I could
And then
interject,
you-
Supervisors, in my opinion, they should be the ones to monitor that, and they should be the ones to get it fixed. Not saying they do it, but they have a system on how it gets fixed.
if I could interject. So everything you're talking about, hours of operation, staffing plan, Carrie has put together. They talked about it at PrAC just this week. We have to adjust roles and responsibilities. So these park attendants that are now more maintenance than anything are going to adjust to be the eyes and ears, the doers of things. We have a maintenance dedicated position. We have what is proposed as a program coordinator. The hours of operation you have not set for the commons yet. We know what the fixed hours are here, and a lot of it's driven by the rentals, especially after hours. But she has put together what those anticipated hours are, what the coverage is. We have a staffing plan put together. It was presented at PrAC. PrAC approved, and it's going to be coming in front of you at the next meeting. So instead of getting into the weeds of ops at the board level, what we've presented to date with this one new net position, we believe will cover what we're proposing of hours from 7 to 7. If you extend that, then yes, I will need additional staff. But as of right now, 7 to 7 is the anticipated time.
And I think
7
that's
days.
a
just
I
change
think
that
that-
on Friday nights during
Yeah, I
flag
think,
games.
yeah, I
And-
think
and-
that's a good start because also,
Well, I got a lot of concerns, but one of them is people reserving a court. Okay, there's got to be a system to
a
do that.
program,
Okay,
yes.
so you reserved it. Now you wake up that morning and you broke your neck. So there's a wait list. And somebody's got to be sending out notification. Geppert's not going to make it, but Tinkle's on the wait list. Is it thought through enough that
Yes.
and that's a
So,
Facilitron or is that?
well, we are looking at both Facilitron and another program, Civic Rec. Again, PrAC has discussed this, and I think I mentioned this to you guys at the last meeting. So we have 12 courts, so you have 4, 4, and 4. The intent is to have the top 4 be RSVP, league play, whatever it may be. And then the next 2 sets of 4 be open play for our residents, rotation, first come, first serve.
Okay. I didn't need the detail as long as it's the plan and
Yes.
the way that people will be able to access it and sign up.
We're working through that, yes.
There'll be a rush in the morning, just like it is everywhere else.
Well, they've got a pretty good system right now at Pelican. Took a long time to get there, but,
Well, in a lot of these places, they have where you literally put your paddle up.
yeah, we had that too.
So,
When it's open
yeah.
play and
Yep.
you put your paddle in the fence and when it's your turn, you play.
So from a staffing perspective, again, you're going to see the hours that your Parks Committee is proposing. This staffing plan mirrors that. If you choose to extend those hours, and yes, to your point, Doug, we know during peak league play, we're going to have to adjust. Staff schedules are going to have to adjust. We have to make sure our part-timers stay, under the required amount of hours. But in the summer, that can change, that can fluctuate. So we have peaks and valleys, just like everything else, and we're going to manage accordingly.
What you're saying is that 1560 might go up or down depending upon need.
No, 1560 is the maximum a part-timer can work.
And do we have any full-time in this
The
role?
program coordinator.
That's the only
Yes,
one.
That's,
I think we should consider having
And
a
Carrie.
facility coordinator or Parks and Rec attendant, whatever, as offering it as a full-time position as well.
Well, the program coordinator is full-time, 2080.
Carrie and,
Yeah, but that's someone, that's someone
That's very
who's,
specific
that's
to,
working. I'm talking the ability to hire a full-time person because we're gonna need more than
Another
one.
person.
Yeah, and. I
That's
think-
not in the budget.
or do we just add another $25,000 and make them full-time?
I just want the flexibility.
Who's
If we have
done that?
somebody,
Who's
if
the
we have
other
somebody
25 for
good
full?
and they could be here full-time,
So you have,
'Cause
so
you have
right now you
restrictions.
have Carrie, and then the vacant position, that'll be full-time. Everybody else below that, it's part-time.
Right.
then there is one maintenance worker that is full-time. So the
So we
maintenance,
can continue with 4 part-times, or we can do 3 part-times, 1 full-time, or we can do 4 part-times, 1 additional full-time. I'm inclined to go keep 4, 3 full-time, 3 part-time and 1 full-time.
Say it again. 3,
One of the existing positions, make that full-time
Okay.
to support what Doug
because
is.
to me, the
Another three
full-time
parts.
Because
position,
then you don't have to hire insurance and everything.
Yeah.
You're just bumping them up. It makes it.
Wait, wait,
to
wait,
me, it
wait,
opens
what?
up.
Hold on.
wait a minute, we're doing this,
yeah, full-time is benefits and everything.
Yeah.
So a 1560 is a part-time position.
but you're gonna go clear across the board with all the deals.
You're at 30% for benefits
But,
right
but if
there.
we put that in here
Plus
on any
extra
one of those
salary.
names, alls it is,
Yeah, I know.
it's budgetary. That's all it is. It's budgetary. We're not making the deal right now. It's budgetary.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm thinking that the full-time position would be more of assuming a little bit more maintenance responsibility or someone that's going to be on the grounds, because we're capped right now at, what do we average, like 30 hours, 20, 30?
32 is the
32
maximum
is
that
the
they can
max.
work.
Most of them, some of them work about 18, some work closer to 30. It's kind of all over the board.
I would just like to bake in the ability, because that also starts to build succession. So someone that is a full-time facility coordinator can probably progress, because it might be leaning more towards maintenance, or it could be more program, they could go more
I
program.
think
they
we could
go-
hold this discussion better in November, December than we can today. We don't know what's
Just-
going to happen.
When we see our needs.
So again, the staffing was driven by the hours and the programs. If you extend the hours,
I agree.
We may have to adjust, but it's a start.
That might be the best thing, because the way
You
you
can
see what it is,
always-
we have to adjust.
you
we
can
adjust.
always adjust your
There's
head
going to be things
count
that were
mid-year. if
unforeseen
need
and
be.
unforeseeable.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it right now. I'd leave it the way it is.
All right, perfect. Nothing else for staffing then?
Nope.
No additions for utilities,
Nope.
Can't even fill the ones we have.
We have 2 vacant positions right now.
and your, do you have your landscaping?
Yeah, Angela.
But you don't need to expand that? That's good, okay.
So if you don't mind, I know if we want to skip portions of capital, that's fine, but like for parks, that's fine. But I would like to go just line item by line item through capital and have discussions on some of these projects, because you voted on some of these projects, but the funding source is my concern. if I'm being completely transparent. So if we want to run through these, we can start at the
Page
top. So utilities, these are pretty straightforward. There really hasn't been much adjustments since years past. I've actually told staff that they need to reduce their capital. But pump state, we've got the lift stations, 50,000. We have the lift station rehabs, which is 180,000, which they're approximately 90,000 per year. So we need to rehab lift stations.
These
Yes.
these rehabs need to be done.
Yes. When we have 30, we will have 32 lift stations. So, and then,
We basically do 2 a year.
yeah,
We rehab 2 a year.
yes, ma'am.
There's nothing yellow, so there's nothing changed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Insertion valves, strategically placing those throughout the system, lift station panels, a couple new ones. Master manhole lids, a lot of them are corroded, replacing those to the composite.
If it's capital, it's just straight annually budgeted.
Yep.
It's
One-
not, no debt retirement, no nothing.
Correct.
No bond.
One and dones. Now, I'm going to say, yes, if it's labeled capital. So moving down to the bottom, we've got the meter replacement project, which that is SRF funded, so that's kind of a moot point, but we had to, depending on when the project is completed, this number might come out for next year's budget. We're anticipating it to be done before the year, end of fiscal, hope, knock on wood. The only caveat that I will say is the force main project, which again, we're waiting on that grant money. We'll have a 25% match with that. Again, we're trying to pursue that.
But you haven't shown that either way.
Correct.
It's blank, it's
Well,
blank.
No. Oh, yes. So
But we've been approved for funding for the entire project through SRF.
if needed, but we're waiting on grant money to hopefully get that funded and paid for. All right, moving down. One project that we've kind of danced around, scroll back up to the top, please, is the last item, water table aquifers. You remember about the,
Here.
over there?
Oh,
Yeah. Remember at the last meeting, we had the agreement with the club and we took over on the water use permit, the water table aquifers. Well, we took them over and they're there. Some work needs to be done to them to actually make them live and operable. My question to you is, it's a redundancy in our system. It's not necessarily a need. We've operated without them. They're on our water use permit, but is this a project that we want to wait a couple years?
I would wait.
I would wait on
Find it
that.
out.
Yeah,
All
for
right.
sure. I would
All
Just
right.
make sure that we don't lose track of it.
Yeah, we'll push
but
it to
right
year
now,
5.
yeah.
We'll push it out to year 5.
Okay,
But
but,
I'm no longer here.
okay, so we're talking about the very last item here.
Yes, ma'am.
The 250,000?
Yeah.
Well, what's the 700,000 for the year after that?
1 year would be engineering, and then the following year would be construction.
Oh,
So
so
we'll,
it's actually a 950,000 project
we have
total.
no idea until the engineering gets
Just a
done.
number.
It's a number,
It's a
but
placeholder.
it's a project that we've talked about that we have not actioned. So I would be more than happy to push this out, but I want to keep it
year or
on the
two?
list. Yes.
Just a question, is there a time frame expiration on the water use permit we need to track to make sure it's extended if need be?
We renew, this year we're renewing the water use permit.
Or 5 years, 10 years, how many years?
I don't know. We haven't applied, we haven't submitted the application. I don't know if we're able to do a 10-year instead of a 5, but
Oh, the
typically
max,
it's
whatever
5.
max,
Typically
okay.
it's a 5-year. So we will push that out. Just, I wanted clarification because that one's kind of been lingering. So that's all
So
really
you're going to move it from 26, the engineering from 26 to
I have no
27.
idea.
like 35 maybe even.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
4 years down.
Because I'm sure in 4 years, our prices are going to go down for everything
Yeah,
else.
I would say
All
4
right,
years.
so that
We'll
project,
find a bucket of money
Wait a minute,
somewhere.
why move it out that far?
Back off.
it's not,
10 years?
I mean, we'll push
2
it
years.
4 years. We can push it out to the year 4 on here.
Okay,
That way we'll meet in the middle. I'm fine with that.
okay.
It's on the radar, but it's not now.
10 years is
Right.
too much.
Okay.
I won't be here 10 years, I won't get.
All right, any questions for utilities for capital? Okay. Moving
Works.
on. All right, so Public Works. I want to call out the Lake Bank Point repairs and maintenance. So we have very limited money left in the bond. This, I feel like
It's very little.
could be a capital expense every year instead of a bond expense.
Especially for $40,000, I think we could put that under capital.
How much are we talking about?
Every year, we do an inspection and then we go out and make the repairs. So like
But
this,
that is not a capital, that is an operating,
well, that's,
That's repair.
that's repair,
Ordinary-
that shouldn't even be, I mean, if we're doing point repairs are not capital.
So we were
improvements.
asking to put under O&M.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yes, then,
Yes.
yeah, it's a yes for me.
Yes.
Me too.
so
If it increases the service life, it could be a capital.
That's correct.
it could go either way. Again, it's your
But
call.
Ed, let's be realistic. What can we do with $40,000 and the smallest body of water that we have that would increase a thing? Fill it up with dirt?
Be a
Not
little-
even, it will
be a-
cost us
be
more
a-
than that.
Be a little hole.
Work on the tee box.
Exactly, yeah.
It's mainly,
So move
it's
it-
mainly stone.
So, yeah, but that would, if it's mainly stone, then it's absolutely,
Okay.
If
Operation.
it's just stone, then
We'll
I,
shift that
and
to-
and fixing small things, then just leave it as capital.
So you. Capital
no,
or
we
ops?
meant ops. Ops.
I move to
Ops.
make it ops.
Ops.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Oh, yeah.
All right. What's this next
What's the
one?
what's the mulcher, the SIPI mulcher?
Mini excavator?
No, not the mini excavator, I know what that is. but
A mulcher, as we're clearing and grubbing all of these areas,
Pull behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that has been a wish list that I have
And then
pushed.
what are we doing with the debris?
Wait, okay, walk me through.
Open it up.
Oh, stop it.
Okay.
Give me an example, give me 2 examples of a task where a mulcher was needed.
The FPL easement. Totally clearing that, which we still have to do.
That's on the basis
And the-
that we do something
Well,
over
in the
there.
middle, I mean, to make it clean.
Because I don't want to buy an item for a one-time thing.
How much is it to rent?
So I'm thinking, like where we would utilize this, the palm tree trimming people will utilize this, we contract it out. So our staff doesn't need it. Our staff does not go and trim anything that is probably under 3 feet tall. They wouldn't need that. So to me, if we're going to do it as a one-time thing for FPL, that clearing is going to need a massive clearing. And then after that is maintenance, and maintenance should be within our maintenance contract. It's going to be a different
That's fair.
set of maintenance skills because it's Bahia, so it doesn't have to be mowed as often. But I would be opposed of purchasing a mulcher for just that need.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, unless there's other intended
Because,
usage.
and so that's what I was
for it.
saying, what are the uses? Because looking at us, under our contract, anything, all the trees are under the contract, palm trees are under contract. Mainscape has everything that's under 10 feet.
There
So
isn't
there
anything
is
else.
nothing, there is no really a need besides a specific project, which I don't disagree, but I think we either pay a vendor, do a one-time thing and we'll continue regular maintenance, or we rent it out. I
Alright.
would be opposed to spending
We'll remove it.
36,000.
Strike that.
We'll remove that. Look at you guys.
And no other changes on this one, nothing in yellow, right?
Anything else?
So I want to call out the new bond items.
I
So,
would add another trailer because I do see a need for that. If anything,
that's on here.
the $5,000 per trailer, I would add more money for.
It's
2 trailers.
shared, it's shared across the funds.
It is, okay.
That's why you only see a
Because that I
small.
could see a need, because sometimes I do see our utility, I'll text you, I'll see the utility doing 2 trips where they could do 1. So to me, it's not the 2 trips of gas, it's the time and effort because there's 2 employees going twice.
We need a larger trailer to be able to haul
A
multiple equipment.
trailer to haul equipment.
Yep.
Like, so when they go to Pelican, they have the, like.
Oh, so
sometimes
they
they
just
have
take
to-
2 trucks with
Take it with them.
Yeah,
2 trailers.
uh-huh,
Okay, I see what
yeah.
you're saying.
All right, so I'd
So
like.
is everything in the new bond, new?
It would be a new bond if you chose to do these projects. So let's go through them one by one. So
What is just for the tree line sidewalk?
is
Yeah,
the,
between C5 and
That's.
Winn-Dixie.
Okay,
yes,
the opposite.
the
okay,
shared
got it.
use path
That's
over
what I
there
thought.
for Pelican. So the Commerce Roundabout Monument. So this would be
First light is 2027, right? There's 2027, right?
Commerce.
so this would be a new kind of welcome sign, welcome to Gateway, thanks for coming to Gateway, in the middle of the Commerce Roundabout. That way, you have a large fountain in one roundabout and you have
In the other.
nothing in the other. So this would be a small, short, like kind of welcome to Gateway Monument. In tandem with that would be putting that roundabout to turf instead of the shell that's out there. So they would match.
Turf does look good.
Okay, yeah.
So
The shells
that's
look ugly.
$75,000 for those two items.
You want to do a side note before I forget on the supervisor comments? So the artificial turf on the fountain, on the side that's between Denny Grimes and where the accident happened, there's about a 2 to 3 inch lip, like looks like the fabric is stretched on one side, it's lifting up. Only on that side.
Got it.
I know
All right.
that.
So we did get quotes for these two items. So those would be true costs. The next item you have had as part of the RWA contract, the Griffin Drive landscaping, 500, the EOPC at 100% was 510,000. So that was sod and landscaping as part of that contract. Proposed EOPC if you chose to do those enhancements of landscaping. Again, new bond. The next.
Wait a minute. Why do we need to do that?
Because that's what we have Bahia.
Is that what?
That's that map. We have, so along Griffin, there is no irrigation. So the reason why the only area in Gateway that does not have Floritan, like real grass, it's Griffin because you couldn't put that because there was no water. So we're doing irrigation. So now you need to put the new sod. If there was a way to cut some of those trees, if there's I would absolutely in for cutting the trees. Because when I did look at those maps that you printed and what they're suggesting to plant the trees by my concern areas, which was by the swale, by Hampton Park and all that, if there's a value to cut that, I mean, I think we should just focus just on the sod.
We can evaluate that as part, I mean, either way, when we bid it, we
You know what I'm
can,
saying? Because we already
I would
have.
do phase one, put
Yeah,
the sod
and I
down,
would have
and
done
then,
phase one, I would do just
and then the
sod
trees and stuff I would do
after.
as an after.
And I don't think, yeah.
if I
very after.
can remind you that the point behind doing this landscaping is your irrigation. So this is gonna be net new irrigation. So do your whips, do your laterals now. Otherwise, you're gonna be tearing up the sod that you're gonna be putting down. So that's why we did those in tandem.
I got it.
Irrigation
And it is
first
already at
and then-
90%,
then
right?
sod.
The project is already at 90% the last time they came,
Yes.
so, just, yeah.
I mean, we're talking,
It's gonna be more, because I don't think I asked about that, the reduction, it's minimal.
The irrigation's 2.5 million.
yes, that is, so we have funding in the existing bond for this project. So based on the 90% EOPC, we have a shortfall of $2.5 million. Totally skipped over Griffin sidewalk, but that's okay. That, you guys know what that is. The next item, monument upgrades, if you so chose. We've talked about, we're doing branding, we're trying to do minimal improvements, coloring, throw a logo.
This is different
Wait,
than our
wait.
commons
We put that
area.
out
What
here.
monument upgrades?
Yeah, this is a different
all
monument
here.
altogether.
It's not
for
in,
the new office.
Correct. All of the,
It's the two, Daniels and Gateway Boulevard?
that one, well, hold on. That one, we're just swapping the logo out. We're doing that now. But
you don't have anything this year for it.
it's for future, but if you're going to do a bond, then you should be considering it as part of your bond.
What do
I'll be
you,
opposed.
what's the amount? Are you talking about pulling the 500 forward?
It wouldn't, the project wouldn't actually commence next year because of all of the other projects, but if you're gonna borrow on a bond, you have 3 years to spend that money and do those
Borrow it
projects.
now.
What is your estimated amount for that?
$500,000.
Oh, so that's the 500 you have projected out, but you want to
Yes.
include it in the bond series?
If you chose to do the
Okay.
bond, you should incorporate it now.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the next line item,
So-
So,
Let's-
I'm
let's-
sorry,
I have-
so
I have
you want to
questions.
move that 500,000 up to this year?
no, I don't want to move it because then we do the
Okay.
project, but if you do the bond,
Validation,
You're going to include it.
yes,
Get the money for future spending.
Right.
part of the validation process, right?
not validation,
It's
because
already been validated.
Sorry.
borrowing,
Yeah.
part of the
The
borrowing.
issuance of the bonds to get the money, which is the borrowing.
Yes.
Okay, let's just take one step back, because this is a surprise to me. I would be totally opposed of putting anything new on those two monuments. And we had this conversation when you painted them. it's a waste of money. Those monuments are falling apart. I
Which ones are
mean,
you talking about?
Daniels and Gateway Boulevard. I would not keep those monuments the way they are and put a new logo in there. It'll be the most embarrassing thing ever. Talk about a pig, lipstick on a pig. And
The entrance?
yeah, they are falling apart. Like when you
Wow.
walk there, like you saw when you painted, and my expectation was do some repairs and then you paint it. And that's what I was told. There were no repairs done. They were painted. Within a month, it started raining. We're talking about water pouring out like a pregnant belly, like this much water in between the latex paint coming out. So I will be totally opposed to spending any money putting our new logo in there. It's going to be embarrassing.
And again, this is the one across from the school.
Yeah, the one by
All we're
Gardner.
doing is swapping out the griffin for the broccoli. That is it. Okay, I'm
Griffin
sorry.
ate the broccoli.
The canopy.
The canopy.
Let's
The canopy.
change
The
the,
canopy.
I mean, I,
So again, minimal cost to upgrade and make us match with branding. If you want to do a total,
yeah, it was also minimal cost to do a horrible job when we painted it. It was minimal cost. It was what, $3,000, and the vendor didn't even stuck up for the warranty issues because I
I
mean,
guess we need to take a look at it, because
honestly,
from the street, I can't,
you
it looks
can't
fine.
tell. And then like when I stop there on that light and I see it, and you know, because I'm the first one to send the pictures. Like when I tell you that water, it's pouring out like it's peeing out of the wall after it rains, and there's a bubble this big, not in one area, in multiple areas. You can't do
I
that.
It's been raining a long time, so.
So the.
Give it 3
Same thing
days.
with irrigation. So the issue is that we've got a monument that needs major repair.
Those monument, and then we always talked about that, and you know, when we took, I mean, this is prior to Chelsea, but there was a monument over here in Gateway and 82 on the middle. We removed that. There was another monument on the bullnose of Gateway Boulevard and Daniels. We removed that because the board at that time was like, look, we had, I think we removed 5.
Yep.
1, 2, because we said we have way too many monuments. Let's concentrate in big entrance. So Stony Brook,
Yep.
we have one nice monument there. Griffin and Gateway Boulevard, we have 2. One is in the school property. We know that, so I wouldn't even spend money there. We removed the one that's in the center media, so there's one by Hampton. Do one monument there, or I wouldn't even do it on the sides, to be honest with you. I would do it on the bullnose, something nice on the bullnose. The one that's really important for me that I believe is Gateway Boulevard and Daniels, then you upgrade that. The West Link one, we remove one. We remove one across from Gateway Greens. I don't know if you remember. And then we have
We're
just
planning
one.
on
So yeah, we
remove-
remove about 5.
well, when we're planning
Because
on
they're not that
removing
cheap.
the one by JetBlue. We
And
have-
I
we're-
agree with that one. That's underneath the oak tree.
Yeah,
That
nobody
yeah.
knows is there.
Can't even see that.
So
thing.
those
So-
are the things, like, if we're removing all of those, I'm okay waiting another year for us to get the money and upgrade those 2 monuments. And if we have to remove the 2 ones on Griffin and 82, do so, because I know you don't spend a lot of money. Half of the time they get damaged by the people that does the lighting when they put 50 screws to screw the stuff, so the.
Well,
Is
the
it-
decision is, if we have a new brand standard and you're implementing that brand standard, it's really not in good practice to be running multiple brands at the same time. So you either need to do it, either you need to do what Chelsea's doing and just a quick swap out until we budget for a full remodel next year, or you go ahead, pull it up and change it out, because you don't want to have.
Have to remove it. I mean, the
I
ones
would
that
have
we're
pulled it,
talking-
I would have pulled it
just
out
take 'em
remove
out.
it because look, so we're going to put the new logo there, but is the expectation that the new logo also gonna go on Griffin, and is the expectation that the
As-
new logo?
As budget becomes available, yes.
So are we
You see
talking
what I'm
about,
saying? It's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
all
you
at
should do it
once.
all at once.
And so you're, to me, I would,
Well, the
cost
di-
saving, I would have removed those 2.
The difference is that one it's on the monument. Those are engraved over there. That's the big difference. So,
are we talking about moving that 500,000 up a year or 2?
sure, but part of it is,
That's the cost?
Yeah.
That's the cost for 2 monuments, 500,000?
I put, this was just a placeholder for a project. If you chose to go through with a bond,
How much is the monument that we're gonna put, isn't it $75,000, the monument that we're gonna put in that new admin building?
Yes.
Okay, so I will look at,
300?
something similar, it doesn't have to be equal like that, but yeah, I would say 100 in each. If that one is 75,000 with
Okay.
lighting and everything else,
So you're at 1,
500.
2, 3.
I wouldn't do that. First, that is not our property. So I would do one small at the bull nose, if any, on Griffin and 82. That's it, something very small like, and then focus your on the entrance of the Gateway and Boulevard. You're not gonna do anything by
2
Pelican.
at Daniels, Stony Brook. 1 or 2 up here.
Stony Brook, we said that that's where we're gonna keep it. That would just put the
Correct,
logo.
but it has a griffin on it, and we would need to go to the canopy. So the
See that.
the dollar, my point in this is the dollar amount we can adjust, but if
It's not
you,
gonna be 500, but you're saying put that placeholder in.
as
and-
as part of
That's
the
fine.
new bond.
And then remove the ones that are no longer needed.
Yeah.
I think we should remove a few more. I know I've been removing, I don't think we should spend any
The
money.
well, staff is
piecemeal
going,
it.
staff is
Yeah.
gonna try to remove, when we get time, to remove the one at JetBlue, that's the plan, just so you're aware. So, we've already got the meter, the FPL meter off, and we're not being billed for it anymore, so that was one benefit. So this was, again, another project, a new bond
Why
opportunity.
don't you start just getting some quotes on that?
Yeah.
And getting some ideas so we can.
I didn't even want to go down that path if the new bond discussion wasn't going to come to fruition. Because if it's not in the new bond, it's in a short-term 5-year borrowing, or it's part of the assessment.
Yeah.
And historically, we've done long-term
Bond.
borrowings
Bond.
on this.
Bond, I'll say
Definitely
Okay.
bond.
The next item is tree line,
sidewalk.
where we know what that project is. The next one, now, I put this in, we haven't really discussed this. We
Stony
did,
Brook adjustable weir.
we applied for a grant. Stony Brook has been susceptible to flooding with events, and hiring Tetra Tech to engineer and provide some,
Wait a minute, are we just talking and making it an adjustable weir?
yes,
You go in there, when you have a dry period like we have right now, you cut out about 2 feet
Right.
of the weir, and then you put in a steel plate that goes up and down with a
And a
crank.
screw.
And you're done. I mean, it's not one like 25, 30 feet wide. This is a small opening.
well, there's engineering that has to be done. There's permits that have to be
I
adjusted.
understand, but I mean, we're not talking $750,000. No way.
Okay, that's the number I got from Tetra Tech. I can go back to them and ask what that updated number was. That's the number we applied
I have
for
a
as a
feeling what
grant.
they're talking about is a new structure. My deal is,
Like they
why,
did on, Ford.
why do you
Ford
need a
Five.
new structure? All you need to do is cut out the weir itself, just drop it
Okay.
down 2 feet, put a steel metal plate that's adjustable weir, and you're done.
Do you agree with the project and concept?
Well, if
The
they're having,
number I can come back to.
if
I'm
they're,
not
Yes,
sure
it
we
ne-
even
it
need
needs-
myself.
if they're having problems because the water level is fixed, which it is, you either take and put an adjustable weir, or you take and put to the side a emergency overflow bypass. Either or.
Again, the
It's not.
Weir seems like overkill to me.
the issue
Yeah.
A weir
is,
seems like overkill for the problem.
Well,
It's
a weir is easier to do and control, much easier. If you put in an overflow, you've got to set an elevation of what you're going to set it at.
Have you ever had water in a home, Doug? Or just in the streets?
In the streets, I don't think it's.
In the
I think
streets,
it's- I
that's
think
what,
it's
it
came to
means it's
drive.
working like it's supposed to,
Well, no, but it's not just in the streets. We get.
up to the driveway.
Up to the driveway, but the problem is, when it floods in the streets, it's pretty deep around, like almost
Yeah.
insurpassable.
But hasn't gone into a home. If it hasn't gone into a home,
Has not gone
if
into
it
a
hasn't
home.
gone into a home, then it's functioning as designed.
that is the only neighborhood since I have been here that has worse than Pelican, that we hear outcries every single time that there is a major rain event.
Unlike the rest of it,
And
Bob,
concerns with life safety.
well, the issue is our other ones have alternative gates that we can up lower.
I would
They have
not
nothing over
do
there.
that. I'd say if there's a cheaper route, but literally just to drop it
Buy a
when
pump.
needed, because
Okay, so in concept, it's to have some relief for that weir. I can go back into Tetra Tech and say, hey, give me a very reasonably priced alternative that we could accomplish relatively easy.
Adjustable aluminum weir, it's all you need.
Retrofit.
Retrofit.
I like that, Laura.
but it does require you to cut the concrete down.
All I'm thinking is about if I can run my truck into those monument signs tonight. So that's all it's in my mind.
Okay.
Okay.
I will go back to Tetra Tech and work through that with them. My next question is, we're still in final cleaning of Basin 4 of the stormwater system, which is the final cleaning. I don't know what repairs, if any, will be warranted because we have part of Gateway Greens, we have all of Hampton Park and a little bit of Stony Brook, but I put a TBD. So until we can finish the basin cleaning, I don't know if there will be any repairs, but it is a Achilles heel.
The camera's going through all the pipes, is that what this is? Okay.
So but you do have this as a 26 item? It's not a TBD in 28 or 29, it's
Correct.
in 26.
Because we're
Or
anticipating,
27.
Yeah.
we're
Sorry.
anticipating the cleaning to be completed this year. And hopefully with the findings of that CCTVing, we'll know how many repairs that will need to be made.
What was our experience on the earlier?
We did have some repairs, not a substantial,
major?
not major. And I don't anticipate a lot of major on this one because Hampton Park is a newer community.
think so far it's like less than 50,000 we spent
Yeah.
on repairs.
Yeah.
So,
But again, it's a TBD. If you're gonna do a bond, this would be the time to do it. Um,
If it's
The,
under 100,000, O&M might be able to handle it.
and then the infamous aerators and the next item after that is the remaining 21 ponds. We are working on getting grants on that. We just submitted the Tetra Tech 100% design to HMGP, and we're trying to get that 100% funded with grants. But again, it is a project that's on the list that there is a funding that there will be in some form or fashion.
I'm surprised the aerators don't
that
qualify for
wouldn't-
grants.
That wouldn't be the new bond. It's already there. You already have the money, you already identified it.
No.
No,
Well, with ponds, we've always done SRF funding.
yeah,
the current bond has some funds in it for point bank repairs, but it does not have big dollars to do actual pond repairs.
That's why under the either bond capital or SRF, this says TBD.
yeah.
This is more of a tracking mechanism of, hey, this is an active project we have a grant for. We're working to get it all grant funded, but if we have a susceptible area, we're gonna have a 25% match, which that is the 25% match.
Oh,
Which we could
Okay.
pursue SRF, but again, it's just for purposes of painting being transparent with our projects, we have potentially $2.9 million. The goal is to get grants. I will wait as long as I have to get a grant. So,
I do have one
Are
question.
there any
Just
Pelican
one.
bonds in that 21, excuse me?
no, Pelican has its own grant. It's
Different source of-
it's 2 years behind. That's Ian money. Pelican's money is from Milton. So,
All right.
Pelican's on their own page, so.
So for projects in theory of new bond, I just wanted to make sure that you all were on the same page for this.
And do you really feel that we need a Kubota, a new one? Because, it says for wetland inspection, you can't drive that into the wetland. So it's really for pond inspection.
It's pond inspection.
Okay.
There's a misnomer there.
I was like,
We will correct
I was
that.
You ought to use the drone.
I was like,
You aren't supposed to.
Well,
Following what
use
the club
drone.
does.
yeah, right. Well, so that's the thing, like 23 grand, but, currently we have what, 3 or 2 Kubotas? 3?
I'd have to go out there. and look.
They're out most of the time. We had talked, I questioned it as well for exactly that reason. And I was told that if the person who is, well, at the time, the stormwater person, that she preferred that over a truck. That she would rather have the Kubota to be zooming around out there to do her pond stuff.
And then we would take that truck and use that as a surplus?
Somewhere else, yeah.
It's for public works.
Yeah,
to
'cause they need
haul the
her-
new trailer.
Yes, because it's a bigger truck and that's a vehicle that they need to be able to pull the new trailer.
So to your guys' point about taking items in-house,
Yeah.
on smaller rock, stone replacement, we have done that in-house.
But okay, so thank you for this, because it clarified more. So staff felt like they could have done their job better by using the Kubota to go around the pond. Okay. Ed, I'm gonna look for that for you. Once you're doing that, you're gonna miss a lot of spots. There is no better way than you have to walk the pond. And they don't have, the expectation is that they're not walking the pond, because they were never walking every single pond every time. But
I agree with you, Paul.
you're gonna get more issues because you're gonna miss it. The reason why is because even when our vendor is taking care of it and is on the Kubota, you missed it. It's normal. When I'm driving that thing, you do miss it. So I'm inclined to say that you don't need it. Now they're gonna be start looking at easements, where they can go in, where they can go out. And if it's for the pond only, like, I'm almost thinking like, oh, if it was Parks and Recs, because now we're gonna have more things and back and forth, I'm all for it.
You could hire
For ponds.
position for that.
For ponds, I mean, we already have that. This is part of her job. So usually if there's an issue, and that's how, we always did, even when we did ponds group, you go into a pond, you park in front of a sewer drain in a house, you go you walk 3 houses, you come back and you drive 20 more houses, you park. That's how you do it. You kind of have to do that way. Driving to drive in the circumference of the linear part of the pond, it's not going to help. It's not going to do anything easier. Wetland, you can't even do it. So you're really buying this for ponds, and I just don't think it's necessary. Now, would I think we could use this for Parks and Rec? Absolutely.
We have one dedicated one for Parks and Rec already.
So that's, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like Parks and Rec, we're gonna need it back and forth, because they are. I see them a lot. I see them going to the FPL.
You just
over
gain-
here.
You're actually gonna end up needing 2 because
Yeah.
you're gonna have
So I
more
would,
than
I
one
would have
person
taken
Parks
this
and Rec
for,
at a
I
time.
would have taken this for Parks, well, Parks, we have 3 already, so we would have 5.
You gain an awful lot by walking the pond.
You do, you do. You will miss a lot more, and, yeah.
You start stumbling
Under
and
Parks
falling.
and Rec, you
because-
have one budgeted right now.
Yeah, so I almost will cut this one, the Kubota. That's my suggestion, if the board is, cut this one.
I
That's,
don't have a feeling, one way or the other.
I would like to leave it for high water and have further conversations with staff.
just put a side note so I don't forget, but I will say cut that.
We can do that.
Okay.
And we'll address we're not going in conservation areas with the Kubota.
I already took that out of the note.
All right. Any questions about those? Continuing on.
He's writing notes.
Oh, sorry, I'm trying to write and scroll and
Skip this
I
one.
only got 2 eyeballs.
Can we come back to this one?
Keep it,
My opinion is we're not ready even to talk about this
yeah.
until somebody can come up with, which appears to be about $300,000 somehow, some way. This dog isn't gonna
I'll
hunt.
tell you what my position is on this, because the more I keep
Yeah.
looking at this, the more I keep looking at it, and as much as I want to do some of the stuff, I think we eliminate the sod replacement altogether. My priorities are the lights and the parking.
And just so you know, I'm waiting on a second price for lighting, which when they gave me their dog and pony show, said that they will drastically beat their competitors and still have and do it on a piggybackable contract. So I'm waiting for that when I return from PTO next week.
All I wanted is a hurricane to take all those lights out. Fire insurance claim.
Be careful what you wish for.
I am totally okay. The hurricane can just,
Because,
the hurricane can just be in a soccer complex, take everything down, and we
here's
just
my
brand new
theory on
everything.
this.
Go wrap them all up.
I think if we're operating now, right now, I know they had mentioned 37%, but we're operating at what percentage today?
We're close to about, in fiscal 25, we recovered about 40%.
40%. So we are not going to get closer to that by spending more money. I don't care if it's a bond, whatever.
It's $1.
It's $1. I
Well, if
think-
we could go through the capital items, because some of these are aiding in.
Let's go down line item like we did
Okay.
before, and then we'll
So-
stack.
Pool vacuums,
They have not been replaced for a while, and we are constantly repairing them, so, yeah, they're nickel and diming us.
soccer goals, we're trying to do a handful of those each year. I think we do like 5 a year. The big thing is a digital community billboard.
Where are we talking about putting that? Out front here?
Again,
Crack is trying to find funding for that, or
What's this billboard going to do?
advertise events, and it could be a
Sponsor board and-
sponsor board and a revenue
I put
generator.
a star by that, like, okay, I understand it, but if push comes to
well,
shove,
it's theirs right now, so let's,
Yeah.
let them run.
Okay.
Parks and Rec Kubota. makes
So
sense.
the Kubota is for Parks and Rec roving patrols. And then we have a zero-turn mower to do, to do some of the, or is that's a,
Zero turn.
yeah. So
Yeah.
some of the aprons and stuff to try to take some of those services in-house. Those are and then PrAC, you gave them 200,000 to figure out, which they are going to be coming to you at the next board meeting, for what they're proposing to use their pot of money for.
And is that potential like band shell or whatever?
Whatever.
Bond money.
PrAC.
No, you said their money, some kind of money.
No, I didn't mean
I
to.
think
So
you
I
said
got
pool.
distracted.
Pool.
Sorry.
That's what I thought, that's what I
Pool.
thought.
That's
They're
what I was thinking.
pool.
Oh,
Not like okay, bad example.
We're giving them a budget to use.
You guys gave them 200,000 and said, come
Authorize
up with
them to have
something.
some spending
Yes.
authority.
Yep. So those are the capital items. The rest is new bond, which again, you guys don't want to talk about, which is fine.
Okay, that's parking, that makes sense.
I would agree with Doug. I would have waited on the sod.
And the common
Given-
amenities is what? This is
To
the,
the right, it's the natural, where's it at? The sod, the parking lot, and then,
What do you leave this?
oh, comments?
You're talking the.
Oh, those are all the, yeah, you can see in the notes on the side, sorry.
alright, so we could trim
So
that.
you have your 200,000 for the perimeter fence on Gateway, along Gateway Boulevard. Dog park, again, I don't have actual numbers. You guys tasked us to do that, so we'll do that.
But we're switching directions here because the dog park, if we look at fun park,
I know,
then that price, that
Correct.
dollar amount be adjusted, correct?
correct, yes. You,
I think we could use the fencing and just put it over there.
I doubt it.
I think it's in bad shape too.
I'm working out the pricing on the Zoysia. We kind of had a pulse check. Flavia was in my office prepping for the interview the other day, but kind of I know the intent, and maybe I can just ask for further clarification from the board. When you voted to do Zoysia across the entire Commons parcel, I think I interpreted the intent as like lawn, green space, not the little islands in between the parking stalls. That can be our standard palmetto. So there was a pulse check that I'm working through with Mainscape on that. So to the left and right of the building, we have kind of a large open space that would be nice to have nice zoysia, clean, not the palmetto, kind of hard to sit in. And then obviously down by the pond, the big what would be event lawn, have that as zoysia in the event that it's
I
just
agree with
open
that.
green
I think
space.
I think we had a good.
Any area,
So I thought that the idea behind that choice was, so when we get done with the building and everything that's been approved so far, if we did nothing else, there would at least be a park-like feel to the rest of the property so people could just walk there or sit there or whatever.
Yes.
It would still look like a park. I
Wouldn't look
thought that
lacking.
was the whole
It
idea.
wouldn't look like something was missing.
Correct.
Yes.
And if at that point we did nothing more, it could just stay that way for a number of years until,
Maintain
Whatever.
it.
So
so
ultimately,
I thought that was the idea behind it.
and yes, the question is, do we put the palmetto, do we put the zoysia? And the zoysia is more of a go lay down and watch
Clouds.
clouds, the band shell, have a picnic.
Which one is less susceptible to the virus, that lethal necrosis virus?
Palmetto and citra blue. Citra blue is more expensive. Palmetto is cheaper.
But they're both resistant to the
Zoysia,
drought?
yeah.
Zoysia is as well, just a different type of
If you're
maintenance.
gonna talk about using it for setting and that type of stuff, Zoysia's is a lot more amenable to
Durable.
that.
Yeah.
It's not like sitting on floor tan,
So
or
I'm
you feel like
waiting,
you're in with the bugs.
I'm waiting on that price. That's why you don't see a number next to that. Again, depending on what you choose to do, if you want to do any future phases, the van shell thing we've kind of thrown around a couple times. The food truck parking lot, we know how much a parking lot's gonna cost because we're working on getting one permitted. So, again, these are just kind of placeholders. If you want to contemplate future, whatever it may be at the Commons, we can work on getting some better numbers, but that's a
Let
placeholder.
me ask you, so the Commons is gonna have playground equipment, right?
Yes.
And we're sunsetting the fun park playground equipment. Are we gonna sunset this playground equipment here? Cause that's $300,000.
That's your choice. You tell me.
I think you have to have a playground here.
What I would,
You got thousands of kids here. You,
What
that
I-
playground
what I
gets
would
used.
suggest, and what we've talked about, is this playground equipment. So you have, with playground equipment, you have
At the age.
the ages. So this would be a
I
younger,
do this.
Well, but what I would consider,
swings would go
Yes.
away.
because here's the problem you have. You have,
The cheapest
you have kids who are participating in, that are on the field practicing. They've got brothers and sisters. They have to go somewhere. And they go over to the playground. What you need is just an alternative space for them to go. I have said for years and years and years that that playground space it's fine for, if you're going to keep it closed in like that, it's fine for younger kids because it's fenced in. Or you open it up, because basically no one uses that pavilion because it's cut off from everything. You have to walk all the way around. It's completely underutilized. I'd much rather, if you could pick it up and put it in front of the concession stand, it'd be great because it would be a covered area. Or you open the back of the playground up when the bocce court eventually gets sunset, and then you just continue the fencing around the pavilion, so that opens up that whole area, and then it becomes functional. You've got a playground, you've got a pavilion, and you've got another extended space for play. I would just maybe think about how to best
Reconfigure,
utilize
yeah.
that space for what we're going to need it, what it's used for, which is overflow for kids. And a lot of parents come here just so their kids can play in that playground area. And during, let's say, the summer or when there's no practice, they go right in the front fields and they kick around. They, throw a frisbee or fly a kite or whatever.
So again, placeholder, plugged it in. We're thinking about it. Are you thinking about it? Is this something, if you're going to do a new bond, do you do that? Except so on and so
Playground
forth.
equipment, for whatever reason, is super expensive. I don't understand why
$80,000
it's
an hour is
so
so tiny.
expensive.
Liability.
And the service life is not.
It's like
Liability.
$100,000 for
Nothing.
a circular
Liability.
rope that makes a net. I mean, it's crazy.
And so one of the things, part of that is that we did learn is like swings, you have to have the fall area. And so that takes up so much space. So do away with swings immediately. So again, these are all just kind of thoughts, placeholder.
Yeah, it's utilizing the area because again, swings, they're a single use.
It's one person per
One
seat.
person, maybe two if someone's pushing it, but it does take up a lot of space.
Yeah. Waiting on the update from the lights pricing.
Oh, wait, when you talk about cameras, do we have cameras on the fields here?
Not on, but enough that we can see kind of.
Can I
perimeter.
see if hypothetically,
I'll show you after.
a Sunday afternoon, can I see if someone's on field 5?
You cannot, I can.
Okay, but staff has access, so
Yes.
we can look and see.
Yes.
There's 20 people on field
Uh-huh.
5, and it's not reserved.
You know what I do? I call her all the time. I'm like, Chelsea. She goes, hold on, Flavia, let me look at the camera. I'm like, there's a bunch of people here. So we do that. Or sometimes she'll say, hey, Flavia, there's something going on because I'm close, so.
Lights at the pool, again, an option, added service, extended hours. The sod, we talked about the sod, the parking lot, potential banner. Pavilions at the soccer complex, replacing roofs, playground equipment at Sherman, and then additional security cameras at the Commons, which we did not account for security cameras at the Commons, like out. We have them at the building, but not like out
We don't have them on the
other,
amenities.
no. So that would be an added new.
Well, cameras can't be that expensive.
Depends on-
Good cameras are,
They
Depends on-
can be. Yeah.
good cameras are
Yeah.
not cheap.
If you're going to have Comcast or somebody time in on a system, be about $3,000, $3,200 each.
Well, yeah, I mean,
So,
Alright.
any questions about those? All right, moving on. This is one I had a question for, the fence along the frontage of Gateway Boulevard at the Commons. This could go to admin, this could go to parks, it's kind of, but we did get a proposal,
How much does a Pelican pay in the biggest portion? Put it in that category.
Well, the answer would be admin.
Oh, gee, look at that.
And then eventually, the generator here, Bill has told me
It's limping along.
it's limping.
Is that the generator that we use, 13, station 13, that,
No, the one for this
Died?
building.
No, that was a whole different situation.
thanks, yeah.
Yeah,
it just, I don't know where this would be, but at some point, we'll have the new building. And there is, I said that,
Karen's gonna ask that question in a minute, so.
and then we had renovations scheduled for this building, right?
Well, we're not really. I mean, just kind of leave it as is and turn this into lockable air
This would be
conditioned.
climate controlled storage.
Okay, so we didn't have, I just want to make sure that
No.
we don't have anything budgeted for this building at all. Okay,
Take the doors, limited access, and lock it up. Well, the only other thing that would need to be to this facility is make that gate automatic out front, which I got a price on a couple years ago.
yeah.
So, and it was like 10 grand to make it automatic. So that would be truthfully between that and the generator, because this generator, I mean, in order to see in the event of emergency, all the
What were you planning to do with this room?
climate controlled storage for the brass.
So what are the employees? I thought they were going to be using this building.
Ops, this more converts into storage and like tools.
No, so the building, so some of so utility 1 and 2 field people, they'll stay here.
There's
still
no
here.
climate
Yeah.
control across that building?
No, it's just a warehouse.
A hot box.
Yes,
Steel
very
shell.
hot.
This is
Hot box.
a climate controlled storage room.
Rent it out for groups.
So for the fence along the Gateway Boulevard, again, that would be new
More like
bond.
divorces, because it's so small.
Rent it out.
That would be new bond. That's the only thing we had. And then Pelican has proposed all of their stuff.
Okay.
So I think that summarizes the capital.
Pelican's putting everything in their operating budgets.
Yes.
I even put that on here.
I saw that. I liked it. I
So
didn't comment.
if you'd like to start to go into
Well, that's what
the
the
O and
common
M,
one is
I will
nice.
turn it over to Laura.
This has been corrected. This is, well, let's just do this.
Not like she said it's big, correct?
Did you miss lunch?
No, it's for Ed. Ed is hungry. Why, like I said, I do this diet at home, then I get here and I just eat everything.
Okay, so this is
Hand it
my
back,
live
Ed. I
working
might take some
copy.
from yours.
My keyboard over.
So what, I'm sorry, what are we looking at now? We're looking, this is
This
the
is
O&M
the
budget.
allocation of shared costs for administration.
The, Laura, at
This
the
has
top
been
where you got the
fixed.
50/50, go up a little.
Yeah, this has been fixed.
What is the actual within that general fund in Pelican?
With the exception of staff, it is 33% general fund and 17 Pelican, same as this list, same as, it per the assessment methodology.
Methodology.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you pay a third of half, which is
I
17%.
just didn't remember.
Just not
I don't know if you
staff.
could put it in there under
Yeah.
33, 17, but
No, that gets actually broken out when you go to your tab. So, but like with the exception of the things that are highlighted in this like beigey yellowy color, that is not broken out this way. That is based on the allocations of the percentage of staff working in whatever area. So anything that's white follows this breakout.
So it's the general fund and Pelican Preserve, is that 3317?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that gets broken out on theirs. I tried to condense it to keep it to 2 columns instead of 3. So half of it goes to enterprise and the remaining half is split 33% to general and 17 to the Pelican.
Can you recall off the top of your head what the staff changes?
No. It'll be when we get onto your tab, it'll show it. Oh, these are all pretty well set. Any questions on any of the stuff on here? There are some things with the internet fiber service where I don't know why that was a separate line. We're just consolidating that into telephone, fax, internet.
What's the $10,000 for a special audit? What's the special audit?
That was what we had to do for the SRF loans and we had to pay that extra this year. So the two $5,000 extra, they're called like one-time audit or single use, single audits.
Single
Yeah.
audit act, yeah.
Yeah. So we have 2 of them and they're $5,000 each. So that's what that's for. Because since we spent it this year, I budgeted for it next year because if we did it once, we got to do it every year.
I had a question on the administration shared. Why are telephone and fax going up from?
Because we have a new building, and with the new building, we are having redundant internet to make sure that we do not ever go offline. And the internet that we got here was very, very, very cheap. I cannot even come remotely close to that kind of pricing for the new building. I've been working on it for 8 months. And that's why. So we'll have internet here and we'll have internet at the admin building. But like right now, this building, we share our internet with the pump house out back and all the facilities across the street share our internet connection here. And then at the new building, we'll be doing the same thing. All of the internet will run to the admin building and we'll beam our internet over to all the facilities, including the pool and any of the areas out in the commons. So we're getting rid of the internet at the pool. We're getting rid of the internet at the flop, but the internet that I'm getting is more than what we were paying for those 2 facilities. So that's why.
59 to 3,000, that's. pretty
Yeah,
good increase.
it was not, that is very good pricing. I've been working on this for probably between 6 to 8 months. I've been working on pricing and deals and contracts and trying to figure out what we need. But because of the way the internet is here, we've found that generally, very rarely, knocking on all the wood, are Lumen and Comcast both down at the same time. Usually one is up and one is down. And we have Lumen here, which is almost always up. We have Comcast at the other building, which is not so great, but we're getting a different type of Comcast service at the other building, but that'll be my backup internet. So no matter what happens, we should have internet at the other building. Because if one or the other goes down, it'll automatically just flip to the other service, so.
Did they make this for you? This,
But that's why it went
Yeah.
up. Okay, and we have to beam, so I need a little bit higher speed to be able to share
I
it.
know, I think you and I
I
talked
can
about
see
it
it.
a while back.
nobody makes me
But-
that stuff.
Collier County has switched all of their weather surveying over to Thor. It's a new system.
We haven't talked about
Okay,
Losing
so,
me.
but it's a lightning service weather system called Thor. It's something we should probably look into. The difference is traditional systems, when it goes off, it gives you 10 mile and then you have to wait 30 minutes until the last strike within that 10 mile. The Thor system reads it based on, it's a different measuring system. So there could be a strike within 10 miles, but if it doesn't, strike ground, or if I can't remember all the specifics, but the minute that it's clear, like you don't have to wait 30 minutes. It will tell you when it's all clear. So it's a more proactive
Robust.
system, but it's Thor, Thor.
that. It lays the hammer.
Got a thunder.
Yeah.
Hammer absorbs the lightning strike.
I mean, it's always hire someone, be on top of the village.
But the reason I'm bringing that up is not only for here, but with the commons, we will need,
We have it
We have it
at
at
the
the
pool.
pool.
We have it at the pool.
We
I
have
have
it.
here at the pool
We
at my
have,
house.
we have two. We have one at the pool and
Oh,
one
we have
here.
one soccer here, I think I
Yeah,
hear
we
too.
have, yeah, we have it.
Oh, you know, and I hear the school too. I hear a lot, because I hear at the high school, which is next door to me, I hear the soccer field. And then I hear the elementary
I'll look into
school. Yeah, I hear a lot. And they're usually like off by like a minute.
Okay, any other questions on this? All right, so then I think
Wait,
we,
wait, go
What?
back. This pink thing right there.
oh, that was for Sherry. I just need to make sure that the 10,000 is enough to cover what we need to do, because people have required
I
trainings.
thought this was that lady that used to come for us, remember?
Oh, no, no,
I was gonna, I realized that this is our employee Sherry. So, yeah.
Okay. This one, I think we've already kind of beat to death. This is the Parks and Rec one. We've gone over
Well,
this, but
let's,
we'll look at it here. So again, this part up here is based on allocation, so the stuff in the tan, so we start here. Based on, right now, Pelican is getting 7.1%, and the general fund is getting 92.9%. That calculation is derived from the shares, from the assessment methodology tabs I have over here for each of the areas. So as that sheet updates, these percentages update and it goes back and forth. So that's what they paid in 26 also, was 7.1% of the total. So again, that doesn't apply to here. That's just everything below. So this is all, we had the security services like you had talked about, so that would be for someone to be roving around like at night to do a third shift patrol. That was something that the board had discussed last year. I looked at what we're paying right now for Wiser, and it's basically $23 an hour. So I figured 7 days a week, 8 hours a day, 365 days a year, that's what it comes out to. So
The fun part, okay.
So these were, I didn't update this after you had your discussion, so we have a question here to sunset this. So if we're gonna sunset that, I can take that out.
Yeah, do you need a motion to sunset the dog park?
let me work through the numbers, but yeah, we will.
Because we can sunset the dog park and then you can come up with,
Well,
I don't need numbers,
it would
and
be
you can
a-
come up with the dates.
It would
Because
be
they already paid for it, so.
that, if you chose to sunset it, we would stop effective today issuing any new dog
would.
passes. Because then,
until
The move over
until
there.
the move is viable. But the reason why I think it might be important, because there's a window here. If we do decide it is viable and we're gonna move, if we can sunset the dog park and we agree on the parking there, that's something that we can move on during the summer while there's
Yes,
nobody there. And then we gain that impact
this fall,
yes, this
fall.
fall, yeah.
as long as
Because
I get,
that's a window.
That's a short window and then it
Yeah.
should be done. So
Well-
I'm up, yes.
it's in for permits. I'm just gonna-
Well, I know, but we
Asterisk.
don't control that, but
And you have to determine the funding, second asterisk.
You're talking about the parking for the soccer deal?
is it 500,000, right?
Parking where the dog park is right
He's
now.
gonna say the dog's not gonna hunt, say it.
I'm totally opposed to it. I mean, that thing is dead. We just are not recognizing it. It's already had its last rites. There's nobody's going to come up with $300,000. No way. And I'm not going to vote to spend $3 million and put it on our owners for 10 to 20 years on a bond when nobody's there to use it.
What are we talking about?
Capital at the park, which would be drainage, sod.
I don't think we're talking about doing that at
We're not talking
all.
about the same, we're not talking about the same
Okay,
thing.
We're talking about parking.
Parking, we're talking about getting the dog park?
Yeah, but I thought
So
you
this
said
is the
after
fun-
after
this-
it leaves, after you change it, you're going to go ahead with the parking.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be no $3 million.
500, what is it?
The Tetra Tech EOPC is a $500,000.
It's $500,000.
Do the parking
That's
lot.
part of the $3 million of total that a
I
soccer
don't
program
wanna
is going to
spend that.
continue.
I don't think we invest $1 right now in
mean,
resodding. I think we simplify to doing lights and doing the parking lot, and that's all we do. at least
I'm-
right now.
I'm in
We
line
put-
with
We
that. Just
table,
because
and then
look-
we manage it the best we can, we oversee,
Look,
we
we're
do
trying
whatever
to
we
raise it.
can.
We're trying to get the money to cover the operating costs of what's existing and look at what we're having to deal with it. And that's why for me, I don't want to spend any.
1.3, I think, is the investment. That's for the parking and for the lights.
Well, I'm hoping the lighting will come down based on an updated number. that
So
I'm
if we can
gonna
get that
bring up.
closer
Down by
to,
hurricane or come down cost?
That was
and that,
in-
Ed, investing that little bit, and that's not a lot, that's not a little bit, but that, I
It's
think,
it's
still
less than
gets
half,
us,
yeah.
and we will do, I mean, I'm not gonna, and we do a increase. I think that still gets us around 50%. And with some of the initial revenue gains, I think that puts us at least in a better position. I just don't see how we can spend $3 million and
Well, you're
not
at
price everyone out.
If you're, forget the capital, if you're at 574 right now, and that number's factual, okay? And we're shooting for 75%. 75%.
75%, I think, is very aggressive.
No,
$450,000.
574, it is Parks and Recs, it's not just soccer. 574, it's all, it's not soccer. You want to just a soccer complex expenses.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is get to is, what are the actual, we've said 574. I don't know that number is factual. Is it factual? Where'd that come from? Does it include capital? If it includes capital, then we need to get that out of there.
We just need, you want just operating maintenance for the Sherman
What's the
Soccer
operation
Complex.
of what's our cost to operate and maintain that soccer facility? What's our cost?
Laura should be able to pull that up.
I'll have that.
And then have, in addition to that, because if that's got some capital in it, then what component of it could be used for the debt retirement of a bond?
That's what you prepared for
It
me.
was $574,000 if that is purely O&M. And they're putting in $167,000 now, and they have to get between 50 and 75. That's 450. That's more than double the revenue they got to come up with. And I'm not hearing anything that says it's going to happen. Nothing.
Laura, did the 574 number come from you? Okay, so you know, you're the one that created that total. Did it contain capital or not?
The 574 was with capital. There,
Was
it's
with
higher,
capital?
it's some capital, but not the big projects. It wasn't like the $3 million.
How hard is it just to pull those soccer, just the soccer operating and maintenance?
Is the one that you
I
provided?
can't do it right now, but I can do it, yeah.
Is the one that you provided me, that I provided Matt, is that accurate? The one that's. in
That does
the-
not include any wages, and because of the way some of the stuff is classified, I had to take a swag at how much of it was
So
soccer.
it's not.
Well,
okay.
see,
It's,
what I'm
it's,
trying to get
it's,
to is-
I would say
In
minus
between-
wages, it's probably 98% soccer, correct. I mean, there's wages missing from it.
Okay, so why don't we put this off to the next meeting? Because let's get the actual numbers in front of us, all labeled, so we know what's capital, what's operating, and go from there.
Not only that, but what is for 50% and 75% investment by them? What are those numbers? So that we know to tell them, guys, you're putting in 167, you need to make it 330, you need to make it 340, whatever. We need an answer from them that are they going to turn around and raise their rates to be able to do that? I didn't hear that tonight at all. In fact, I've heard they're at their limit right now and going to the $137, $167, whatever the number was. That's it. That was not what I wanted to hear.
Laura?
They don't understand that we got people here that don't want to spend anything for that. Nothing.
Yeah, but then,
Yeah,
again.
other people will spend everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
But-
we're trying to meet in the middle and say what's reasonably and what's.
Laura, my question is on the sheet that's on the screen is different than the sheet that Georgia printed. So was this major revised with highlights?
Is
and
that,
stuff?
I have no idea what you're looking at.
I got it from you.
Oh, yes, because it has the highlighted items, is items that we
This
talked on
one's
the.
not highlighted.
Because we talked on the workshop at 2:00, so that's why they're highlighted.
That's the
this.
real-time updates.
Are you looking at the allocation page, or are you looking at the actual
Look at
budget?
whatever you gave me. This is what came for the meeting.
I'm on the allocation
Page number,
page.
Bob.
Doesn't have page numbers.
Oh, this doesn't have,
It's got a
What-
date.
My
got a
base
revision.
numbers.
It's got the same items, but the numbers are different.
I think
and
this
it's
is
not
real time.
highlighted.
I think it's
Yeah,
a real time
it is,
update.
because that's what I was-
What you're looking at is probably like 1 or 02 and not.
When did you get that, Bob?
Page.
Is that 001?
Yeah, that's why, because you're only looking at what's
You
in
don't-
this column.
I'm only looking at what you gave me.
Here, hold on, right here. You gotta go back, right here.
You gotta look at the whole
There you
thing.
go.
Does it say
But you know what
Parks
is
and Rec?
eye-opening for, I could see that was eye-opening for the residents and the people in attendance, and I do love when the room is full. I mean, I have to say
I
it.
know, I know.
When
I'm trying not to.
I support, I'll be the
pages,
first
but
one to
yes.
support no increase for nothing. But somebody's gonna pay for the increase, so that means that they will pay on their taxes, on their, you know what I mean? I think that's,
Deer in the headlights is what you saw.
right, because I'm thinking like, okay, if we're not gonna raise it here, no big deal. Same thing with parking. If we didn't do the $2 parking, that money would have just be an increased raise for the leagues or for the residents. It's only 3 buckets.
I know.
And I think once I said that, I can tell you that there were 4 or 5 like, oh,
Well, I mean,
Oh,
What I don't think they understand is
I have
that
to pay
parking
for it.
That parking revenue that's being generated by this deal that we did is they're going to contribute to their share of meeting that objective. If you
Right.
don't do that, then you're gonna have to come up with more.
The website for Gateway Flag says the fee for under the young ones is $149 plus a $45 additional fee, level 2 background at 10, and Sherman location facility surcharge of $35. That's on their website.
yeah,
So
that's what I
what-
said. It's, what
What's one
what we're
ninety-
charging them, and again, these, you know, I don't want to, I'm not trying to throw the leagues under the bus, but
They really baked
our
it in.
percentage that they pay us
it's so
is
little.
30%.
Okay, so 147
If
plus
their average is
35 plus
$180 to
45?
play, whether flag or
149
soccer,
plus 45.
$180,
227.
No,
and
149 plus
we're
45,
$40.
194.
If this 574 is the number and they're paying 180
No,
right now.
574 is not the number. It's less than that. The O&M for the soccer field that 574 includes all Parks and Rec.
No,
No.
no, that's, all Parks and Rec is 1.9 million.
Right.
No, but the 574
Included some capital.
It
included
was some of the
capital.
smaller capital projects, but not the big irrigation lights.
194.
It was
and they
more
have
once I added that
That's
in.
why I wanted it separated, so
Yeah.
you see exactly what it
Percentage
is.
of 35.
That took it over 700,000 by the time I added in the 20-year for
Capital with a
$3 million.
10-year, $3 million
I did
deal,
20
You're gonna be
years.
close to 800,000.
Yeah, I actually did 20 years for $3 million.
I don't
It
see how
was
you can do a
260
20-year
or something
bond
like
on
that.
Stuff that doesn't have a 20-year life. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
It's a good deal if you can do it.
Doesn't work that way. right?
They do that in Chicago and LA and New York, and then let the rich pay for it. But we don't have that.
So I had a note, just so we can get back to this. I had a note that are we going to sunset the fun park? Do we want to stick
Yes.
any money in it for next year?
That's
Should I just make this
100%.
0?
100%.
Yes.
Okay, but they didn't, okay, so this is 0.
Tony, want a motion?
Also, but it's confusing, it's called one-player registration, two-player registration, Doug, there's.
We're talking about
If you have
sunset
a
in the
sibling,
park.
you get like a $10 discount.
you, Bob.
Okay, that's
We're
149.
talking about sunset in the park.
Or
we are
going to have some costs as far as like facade. And
You're
some
just gonna have,
incidentals.
gonna have mowing costs, that's it.
Okay. But that's included under the general landscaping, that doesn't actually get broken out, because the way it got broken up in the contract, I don't know how
Yeah.
much is the fun
So
part.
do you want a motion?
What do you want me to put here? Do you want it to be 0,
Yeah.
or do you want me to just put a little bit for incidentals,
No, 0, the only
Okay.
cost we should have there
Is
is
the regular mowing.
is mowing.
which is accounted for somewhere else?
Exactly, okay.
Well, actually, there would be
We would do it now.
We would do it before the end of the fiscal.
is there any cost to taking the equipment?
Yeah, we
and-
would, but we would do that during this fiscal year.
2026, so it's
Yeah,
not
so,
next year.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
So it won't hit next
You
year.
don't need to budget for it next year.
Correct.
Okay.
None of the equipment over there is salvageable at all, right?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
And you said you're not going to put any money into the side at the dog park, correct? Right. This number is TBD. We haven't decided if we're going to go with, I'm on this line here.
Bob, this goes back to your question about that program.
Yes, we're investigating a couple different options. One of them is to use Facilitron, which we already have, which wouldn't cost us anything. It's doesn't have the same capabilities as a proper Parks and Rec scheduling, programming software package. So that's why it's blank for right now, because we did work through, they have some options for a way to utilize Facilitron to do what we're trying to do. It's not ideal, but it's free.
It's not easy to use.
That's exactly right. It's got to be simple.
And it has to be for courts, hours, half
yes.
hour.
I would suggest, Laura, you become
So I think,
familiar,
what was it, 13?
become familiar with
It
the
was
Pelican
13,000.
scheduling system for tennis and pickleball.
The one that we looked at,
Excellent.
for including implementation, so the first year would be higher, and then the annual costs, it would be about $13,000.
gonna
I'm
be
talking
more
about
than-
user friendliness.
And it was, and we could set up, if we want to add courts, we can do schedules,
So the
so.
courts are full.
Did you look
But
at
I-
the system that Pelican uses?
I just need to know if you want me to put
No,
dollars in
It's
here
a
or
different one.
not.
It's Civic Rec.
So-
What we.
No, the software for scheduling.
We will. We'll put it in.
This has evolved over time and it's
Yes.
finally
Done. All right.
But my point is, have we looked at the system that Pelican uses?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And then you can see down here where I took out telephone, trash, we're gonna move all those receptacles to the admin building. Add the utility for the irrigation, that'll go to the new admin building, so
Laura,
these
can I
went
interrupt
away.
you really quick? I'm sorry. I apologize. But if we're looking at a system for let's say the commons area, or would you also look at it for our fields?
Yes, everything would move to it.
It's all
Okay,
one.
so
It
we
would
would
be
go,
a-
we would
it'd
move
be
from
everything.
Facilitron.
Correct.
To a different system
Correct.
altogether. So we would do it all, okay,
Yes.
okay. I just wanted
We
to make
don't
sure I
want
was clear.
multiple systems.
No.
That is-
Exactly, yeah.
Everything would move.
That's why we're taking our time doing the due diligence to make sure it's the right move before we invest.
Okay, any other questions on this page then?
Okay, so if I look at the totals there,
Well, it's changed now from what you have, because I adjusted some of the numbers, but yeah.
Okay, you just went back that sheet.
but last year it was 1,539,503.
Mhm.
The new total would be 1,925,091, and you've got the thing, 9.
Then,
Okay,
most of it's right here.
and
Capital
of
projects.
that,
projects.
Pelican Preserve is going to be paying $133,523.
Correct. Because you barely pay anything into Parks and Rec, so,
Okay, so
That's
that's
what
the
we
total,
pay.
that's not the increase.
I believe give you less.
correct. The increase is the difference between this
pay
number
more.
and this
Got it.
number.
Okay,
So it's about $400,000.
If you go to that 1.7 million and the 574 is a part of that, the 406,350 and the 44,000 are the only two things that are in there that are capital. And the 406,350 is for 4 or 5 items. The 200,000 we give to PrAC, 23,000 for a Kubota, 125,000 for a digital community board, and 40 and 10 for pool and soccer goals. There is no money. There's basically no money. So that 574 is in that 1.7, and it is all operating. There is no capital in it. The capital is yet to be done. That's what I'm worried about. These numbers are bogus. We got to get these numbers correct. We don't know what we're dealing with.
So this number will change based on what you're going to do for capital. This is not including those bigger projects because they would be funded by bonds, which,
Capital's easy because what we do is we make a decision. It's either a 10-year bond or it's a 20-year bond. It's easy.
Or you
And
assess
then
for
it turns into be
it,
a
so.
principal and interest payment and you're
Right.
done. It's so easy to calculate. The killer in the room is the operating cost. That's the one, even if we would go out on a limb, I get shot in the community. We would go out and debt finance that with the risk that we know that the owners are going to pay for it. We still got to be able to come up with that 75% of the other $574,000. That in and of itself is,
Or continue subsidizing. Which is what we've done in the past.
I won't agree to that.
Well, but I mean, that's what we've done.
I won't agree to that. Residents aren't going to agree. I got 1,400 people. That's 1/3 of this community that's not going to vote for that. I can tell you that right now. They're not going to vote for that.
Okay, any other questions about this for right now?
All right, so this, we can skip some of these because we've already looked at it. Where's my slide?
You see the category on the left.
I know, I'm working on it.
The key is to get to that last page and look at it because
So the admin, we've already covered because that was on this allocation sheet, so that's already done. So we would start here with landscape. This is general fund.
what page you on?
001.
Uh,
I'm in the actual spreadsheet. I'm not in the agenda, sorry.
3%, that's in the contract?
Yes,
Yeah, we don't have any flexibility on that at all?
no.
Is that Stevens' contract?
Landscape.
So
it's
to me, the
landscaping.
landscaping, the $190,000 for tree and plant replacement. If we're already gonna spend $510,000 and that's majority of what the planting is gonna be, I would have taken that literally to $50,000. Because, I mean, honestly, I don't see the need of us having to take oak trees on Gateway Boulevard and replacing them. I mean, the report that was giving to us, we have too many, they're too close. Like the other day I was driving, I mean, even with the FPL lighting, you can barely see it. It really covers the lighting. I think $190,000 is overkill for landscaping replacement, trees and planting. I would have said, okay, if we're gonna spend $510,000 on the Griffin area, but let's think about it. Let's really think about the community, the big areas. Stony Brook, we just redid that, so that's brand new, nothing's gonna happen there. Then between Hidden Links and Stony Brook, we have all those crepe murals that were installed. Nothing, you cannot add anything there. Then from there, all the way to the roundabout, all you have is removal of oak tree. And then annual plantings, they're already in a contract, so they wouldn't be really in here.
There's some spots in there you could add one or two, net new, not oaks per se, but some trees. There's some like in the medians, if you did some palms. I mean, I'm not saying it's breaking the bank, but tree line.
I wouldn't because we pay an arborist to tell us that we actually have too many. And then so that's what concerns me. Like, and now I can understand if suddenly we needed to do a project that we needed to take 10 oak trees on one side and 10 on another. I'm totally up for putting 5 and 5 because you're gonna lose that look. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you're losing one here, like the two that we're losing there. There is no need to replace an oak tree there or any other location. One die, you have another oak tree within 10 feet from it. I just think it's an area to cut. It's 190. I would give 50,000, and I think there'll be plenty.
Well, I keep in mind this is tree line, and we've already had some complaints of tree line of some landscaping that needs to get addressed.
We're talking about replacement.
It's not just
tree
Gateway
line.
and Griffin,
no.
it's also tree line. Because it's outside your gate, which means it's in the general fund.
So you're getting feedback over there that their trees need to be replaced? or
Not
tree line?
trees, not trees.
Shrubs.
Bushes,
We got a lot of dead shrubbery.
bushes.
Landscaping replacement.
Yeah, we have a lot.
They're-
It's been let go.
Yeah,
They were
'cause I
like
don't
a-
see it, so
And they were like original back 20 some odd years ago.
I'm not, so
And
what
they're
my,
just,
Flavia, my
Yeah.
point
They're
is,
dead.
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
trying
no,
to get it
yeah.
down to
I
50,
mean, they're
but
alive, but they're dead.
No, but I didn't know that, so.
I didn't
so-
know it either. I
So
thought
I
it was
didn't,
here.
so then I totally, okay, if you got, because you and Karen would know, then yes. Okay.
And really, it's going to be a one-time cost.
Why would you say it includes
mean,
tree
they'll
line
last-
if that tree
I don't
line's
know
not in
how many years.
001?
It is,
It is.
because
Tree
it's
line is in
outside, yeah, they
001?
Only
pay
the
in,
west side,
yeah, they pay
Oh, the
in,
west side, okay.
the stuff outside, yeah.
the median.
And
median and
then,
west side, yeah.
Yes.
Everything, sidewalk on the east side, all the way over to whatever.
Man, you are good. And then you heard from the Devonshire community, which I'm working with Tony on. That could be another potential project.
Where do we own anything there?
with the right of way.
The road is all,
Devonshire Lakes Drive is,
Segment of
That's-
Devonshire Lakes Drive.
half of it's
segment.
commercial buildings.
Laura, can you push this up a little bit?
segment of that Devonshire Lakes Drive going into
We're
Waterford
working
and
on landscape, so it's all,
I thought we
is
were done with that.
potentially ours.
I don't know.
And up to the.
Once you said tree
where-
line was in it, I thought
Yeah,
we moved.
from
We
Gateway.
moved on.
Then it goes to a wall. They have a wall along the backside of that property. Don't you have a wall?
No,
It did something weird when I moved it.
There. So that's,
there's a fence, but there's no
we're,
wall.
Tony and I are
There's a wall
working.
back
says
here.
we
When
own
you
it.
look at that, where they're building that new, where that lot's at, you can see a wall all
But
along there.
this road, this entire road, as of right now, we're doing research and due diligence to see if we truly took it over back in the day, if this is us. And you heard,
Tony, we've tried to get rid of and they wouldn't take. So it's, I'm positive it's ours.
Yeah, wait, that was part of the package of roads way back
Yeah.
when. But when you did, Girl Scout Drive and a bunch of the others.
Pan this up a little bit. There's a wall that starts down here that you can see out there looking back. You can see the wall.
Yeah, that's them. I'm just only talking about this finger.
Yeah, so, but along here, the only part of it that you would be able to do anything is right there in that area where it's open.
Correct.
That's all.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you heard from the community today that they'd like some shrubs and some landscaping enhancements. There are some dead plants out there that could be replaced, but you heard from them that they want improvements. My point is, there's money to, there's areas of opportunity.
Moving right along.
By the way, right now, the Fun Park is one of the district's designated parking facilities under the rule that you adopted. And I know you want to sunset it, but from the standpoint, I think right now, keep it in the rule because there's prohibition against loitering and everything else, and we have total way policy.
When I,
I think we're trying to sunset the
Use as a recreational facility.
yeah, so the parking is to stay because we're still gonna allow somebody to park there.
It'll be a green space.
Yeah, it's just a green space. It's just-
Or extras parking.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
sunsetting the playground equipment.
Uh-huh.
The amenities, yeah. Any questions about the waterway management?
I don't have any.
Parks and Rec, we've already done. Public Works.
So the capital will get adjusted if it hasn't already.
It hasn't, I need to fix that. Then pool we already did, and then this stuff down here we haven't talked about yet. So this would just be like if we're gonna fund, how we're gonna fund. So I'm just gonna skip that because we haven't gotten there yet.
Any questions about Pelican 002? What has been provided from the subcommittees and PPAC?
Basically,
if
they
that's
kept
what they
everything
have.
flat.
Pretty much, yeah. Some of it moved around a little bit, but the end result was flat. So basically it's just this.
Well, no, you need to explain about 005.
05, we're recommending that we get rid of this like we did, got rid of Stony Brook. My brain is tired, sorry.
You still left.
We'll make sure that we use the rest of the reserves this year. There's not much in there.
Before you leave 02, I think I saw a number of notations that we're going to do away with Passarella. Is that proposal?
That is a decision to be made by PPAC, but the intent is to go away and host it with our GIS with Tetra Tech.
It's still in your budget.
I know.
For high water.
Why am I asking?
But yes,
Yeah.
the goal is to go away from
That's a
Passarella.
potential $50,000 a year savings.
Yes.
What added cost, if any, would
It's
we
already
pick up?
incorporated on the budget and the shared allocation page.
And how much would that be?
As of right now, was it 60,000 you had on GIS?
That's for maintenance and everything, yeah.
Yeah. So that would be shared.
50 goes away, what goes in?
60 goes shared across the fund,
Everybody.
across all funds.
So you pay 17% of that. So you get a
We go
substantial
from-
savings.
17%
100%
of
of
60.
50,000
Yes,
to 17% of 60,000.
yes.
Okay, and everything will be done in-house
With Tetra Tech,
with Tetra Tech.
yes. And then we would have a forward-facing thing mirroring like what you have for Pelican. And so that website, Passarella would no longer host.
So this is a new initiative for Tetra Tech to take this on. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So we're recommending to get rid of this Town Lakes Fund. We didn't put as you can see, the budget was pretty much zero for this year. We did a bunch of paving over there, so we'll just use the money that's left in there that's in the reserves. We'll make sure we use that up before the end of the year to make additional improvements. And we're requesting to remove this fund for next year. And
It'll be treated like every other
they're
road.
they're already
just
paying in
absorb
the
it?
general fund and we'll just take it out of there.
Perfect.
So,
That's fine with me.
Fine,
Okay.
here, yeah.
this is the Lake Bank Fund. These are not in a convenient place. This is, because we have to include the month that we're actually planning to spend. This is one of the few that I actually offset already. So we're figuring about $9 million for ponds next year. However, We're planning to have most of that, 75% of it reimbursed through grants, so the net cost is only this 2.25 million down here.
The 2.25 would be already added on to the 21 million we currently have.
The goal is to get that covered from additional grant dollars.
Oh, I understand the
But
goal is to do.
yes.
So
I'm
we're,
saying if we get exactly what we're looking for, then we're going to add another 2.25 million to the 21 million we're currently paying on. So if I'm a Gateway Greens homeowner, there's going to be another kick up in my rates next year. Correct? Okay. So we'll make sure I got an understanding of it.
all right, and then the last one is the
Well, he
enterprise
said
fund.
that for you. Okay.
So
Content over there, so I didn't know if you got it or
Back at
not.
his golf course.
all the admin we've already covered in the shared thing, so this is be the first.
I think that.
This is the first items down here that are specific to just utilities. Again, payroll comes directly from the sheets. I worked with Leslie to consolidate some of the stuff that she has in here. We actually moved this to like computer and licensing fees. Had some things in here. With the new system, with the new meters and the new billing, there came some new accounts and some charges. We removed some and we added some.
Do we have an idea of what the impact is on the average bill?
No, not yet.
Not a
Not,
clue.
mm-mm.
We're borrowing what, like 6 million or something?
You're talking about on the debt?
No, on the monthly utility bill that they're going to get, factoring in the new system of controllers.
That was,
That goes to the homeowners, right?
yes, and that was,
Meters,
that,
yeah,
But-
okay.
that, when we did the rate study 2-3 years ago, they calculated all of that. It's buried in the rates. So I'd have to go back and talk to Ralph Tellis and see what the end all be all is.
But sometime next
But-
year, some people are going to start getting a new bill.
Well, they started to see it a year and a half
They're
ago.
already paying for it?
Yes, we've been gradually increasing the rates to have the money.
To avoid
as-
sticker shock. Okay,
Yeah, well, yeah, and that way we had the money when we started spending it, so we already started increasing the rates,
okay, thank you.
15 minutes.
so.
We do that in
Um,
conjunction with the county raise. Yeah.
I guess, were there any questions on the utilities portion of it? Theirs is pretty standard. We did comb through pretty well.
The staff did come down on some numbers and
Yes.
we decided we could work and milk some things and shift some items around.
If there's no questions for this, let's move to the next
No.
one.
Okay, that's it. That's the last one.
Okay.
Blew through that.
Next page. Page 39.
He wants the table.
Yeah, the table, that's
Oh,
the key.
shoot, I just closed it.
Been
Hang
waiting for
on.
the table the whole long.
I have it.
He's so sick and tired of hearing
Try-
everything. He's like,
I'm-
just show me the total dollar.
I'm hoping the table goes away, but,
I just gotta wait for it to open. Hang on.
I'm sorry.
I just had to wait for it to open back up. I closed it.
It's the one that says O and M only.
Yeah, this doesn't include debt service, so we got a 20%
And
increase
also,
just right
again,
now.
keep in mind, this does not have any revenue applied against it. So these numbers are very high. They are going to come down as soon as I start plugging revenue into the budget.
What
I
are
don't
you
have
talking about?
interest. I don't have
you-
assessments. I don't have any of that plugged in. I just looked at expenses for this portion. So these are like with no help, no lending,
Just
no,
cost.
yeah.
No, what?
Just cost. There's
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, there's no offsets to this. This is like flat out, if we had zero revenue, this is what it would cost you. So these are gonna come down. I just needed to make sure that was clear.
As you
so.
see it?
He doesn't want to see it. He sees it. He doesn't want to see it.
He doesn't like it.
One I want to look at is the Parks and Rec in the middle. That's the one where the major revenue has to come in. Because right now, you just take that number divided by 5,400 users, Gateway and 15% for everybody else, and it's $356. I can't even look with a straight face at anybody in Gateway and tell them that.
This is where it is right now with no revenue. So. $356 for Gateway.
$167,000
We'll
of
have,
revenue.
we will have
We'll
that
go very
plugged
far.
in for the next meeting.
Yes, I need to make sure I sit with Steven. I'll be doing that next week. So he and I always like to go over the revenue numbers together. And we'll go through those. So I will have that for the next board meeting.
Anybody have any questions about the budget?
Oh, yeah, if we go back to,
That's
yeah,
it, that's it.
so the green column,
Yep,
Show her, she's not seeing the top. the
hang on,
title.
I can't, yep.
oh, okay.
It's this column.
So Pelican Preserve, single family would be $1,177.97.
2.2%.
Plus debt.
Yeah, the debt service isn't included, and this is just O and M. So there's another table that has
Multifamily is
debt
a
service.
reduction.
So that's not like your total. That's just O and M.
Yeah,
I'm gonna move there.
what was our debt component last
Nice
year?
community.
I don't remember. It's hard for me to access it from this
In
computer.
Pelican, the debt component is very, very small.
Yours is small. Yeah, you just had the
$50.
bond.
It was
Yeah,
like
What?
it wasn't
32.
much. Because you don't pay Lake Bank, you
So
just
we're
had
at
debt,
about
you had bonds.
1,200.
I know some days it look 35, but.
Maybe 1250, yeah. Have any revenue in here, so.
Debt last year was 154.
Paying off that 2018 bond, Pelican. Saved a chunk on that debt.
It did.
So, okay, so that's where we're
Anything else
at.
for budget?
I think our brain needs a break for the budget right now. Mine does.
Welcome to my life.
Still, the
I think
sheet we just
beat
left
that
there,
horse to death.
even with your $354, Pelican's still paying a hell of a lot more than anybody over here.
Getting close.
Next item
I'm trying to
is,
get you there.
Moving right along.
I just put this as a placeholder in the event that the board wanted to take this up.
Okay,
If
the
you want to,
request of the parking fees, does anybody want to talk about that? I think I approached it with
I
solution.
thought that was a great idea.
I
Go to
mean,
church.
I know Eddie didn't because he was laughing while I was over there. He was upset, but I'm thinking it's not like the kids are gonna be crossing the street because it'll be refs and coaches, and since the school uses our stuff, then so
It was a great idea.
Well, and the thing is, like, the argument is the refs are out there for 4 hours. That's a lot for a 16-year-old to pay
well,
for
but now,
parking. It basically eats into their,
Earnings.
what they're earning. I mean, that kind of defeats I
well,
think, the
only the
intent.
refs that don't live in Gateway.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you're,
Well, it looks like we may come up with a solution, so Sam is gonna talk to them, and maybe the refs and the coaches can park there. Maybe the refs and the coaches can
Do you
go to the
wanna
printer, they can print
table
up ref and coach and then
this?
put it in the car.
you
Something
want
very
choices.
simple.
to table this to the next meeting?
Well, is it possible in the system that with their rental, that they could get, I don't know, 10 passes?
10 is not even gonna cover, did you see them?
Wait, for like coaches or whatever that they have,
So how,
that you could,
the system ties it to a license plate. So we would have to get the list of their folks. They'd have to make accounts.
I wouldn't do coaches. I would do referees. Because coaches are typically volunteers, and most of the time they're coaching their own kids.
Right.
So they're
They're here anyway.
be out there anyway. Now, there are some coaches that do go out and coach,
right?
but you're opening up, like, it could be a lot of coaches.
But the church is a
really?
great solution.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, I figure one team, how many coaches can you
well,
possibly
you
have?
have, I mean,
Well, of
you
course
have
they
up to,
volunteer,
you
so.
have up to 5
yeah.
to 6 divisions with
They
6
say
to 8
here,
teams in
they
each
say 80.
division.
On an annual basis.
You know, I
But the
mean,
refs, I don't have any problem with that.
it's been a long, long time since I've even had to deal with that sort of stuff. But what I remember is basically you wanted to get your kid on the best team that's going to win games and get noticed by,
This is recreational
people-
level.
I
Different,
know,
yeah.
but whatever it took, I mean, if your kid qualified and, and they accepted him on the team, you just paid whatever it was.
Look,
Oh, hell yeah.
I pay
You know,
parking about every
I
weekend.
mean, you didn't
when I
say,
go to
well,
Lauderdale and Miami
It's going to be $100
and
more.
Orlando.
My
Adult.
kids were
You just
so
said-
bad at soccer that I used to just buy the uniform and like they would go twice and I'm like, really? They always made them the goalie. They were so bad.
How How much
But we're
money,
the goal
talking
is?
traveling leagues, you know, and things like that.
How
You
much
just
money-
pay whatever it is.
how much money did we budget as revenue to come from parking?
We haven't got there yet. I got the numbers from the
Yeah.
We
yesterday.
need to, that's a number we need to
Yeah,
know.
we have it.
Because they need to understand, we start cutting this out, that's just more money you're gonna have to come from some another source.
Exactly, that's why.
That's what I don't think they understand.
I would suggest you table this item until June. I have a meeting scheduled with the school district to see if they want us to charge on their behalf, and anywho. And then give Sam a chance to come back and see what the church does. But I would not make a decision on this today. I would table this to at least the next meeting, and we can discuss it further then.
So moved. Move to table.
Because we need to know what this revenue is
Second.
gonna generate.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
All right, we'll bring it back.
District manager.
I think it's
annual
about
review.
40,000 annually.
They sent us the numbers projected yesterday. I have
Just
to
from
go-
soccer and flag, I think it's about $40,000.
I think it was between 45 and 65 was what
Because
they were
I'm
projecting.
using,
That sounds about right.
let's say you're gonna be there for one night of practice, one game. And you're gonna be there longer than an hour, but I just use an hour. So $2, that's $4 a week per person for 8 weeks. That's $32 a season. So $32 times, let's just say it's, let's say flag is 200, 250, and that's probably a low number. That gives you 12,000, whatever. Soccer is, they do about 800, so let's just say half. Again, I believe it's more than half, but if you do half, it's like 25,000. So I think it's roughly about 40K in potential revenue just for those two leagues, just for those two leagues. So if you minus, I don't know.
And an alternative, not to interrupt you,
Okay.
just something to gnaw on before your next meeting, since we just tabled this, is there are different tiers and things that you can offer. So you could offer a membership for the refs, and that could be at a flat rate for just the duration of their season, and the leagues could choose to pay that or have the refs pay it directly. Just saying.
So you get a parking pass for the season.
Yeah. It
So
could be
if
at a
it's $20.
Yeah.
$20 for your parking pass.
Yes,
That would give you a $12 discount.
whatever the duration of the season, yeah.
Yeah.
So something to gnaw on.
I don't mind that. I mean,
And then
my
still
kid
getting
would
revenue.
pay $20 for a parking pass for the season. Like that's
the league-
one game.
The league could
We'll pay
choose
for it.
to get a sponsor to pay for their refs, or, and eat the cost themselves, whatever. Then it's a fixed cost, they know what it is, they know what they're getting, they know how many refs they have, so on and so forth. Something to gnaw on. Anyhow,
We talked enough about that one. Park them at the church. Let's go.
There you go.
Okay, Chelsea's review is next.
Okay, I would like to suggest that we give Chelsea a 4% raise on her base and a 3% bonus.
With 3 and 3.
3 and 3.
No, I said 4.
Meeting.
No, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking 6% is what I was thinking total. Yeah, and only because I think this year,
Just leave it at 6.
Talking 3 and 3, Don?
3 and 3. Yeah, that's what I would do.
averaged 3.5 over the last 3 years. If you average it out over it,
But we
not,
didn't know
not
when we were
bonus.
giving you all that money before that everybody else wasn't getting money. We just learned that tonight.
Oh, but I never
Everybody's been flat.
got necessarily the 4% every year like they did, so I averaged 3.5, just so you know.
But you got 6% last year.
Bonus.
10%.
Yeah.
10%.
You got 10%, you got 6 on your base and 4 bonus.
But on average, I got 3.5 over all the years, over the last 3 years. And what I would like to also entertain is additional PTO.
How much do you have now?
I
Weeks.
accrue 12.41 hours every 2 weeks, and I get 8 weeks a year. Department heads,
Weeks a year?
yes,
We get
department
7.
heads get 7 weeks a
And
year.
you complain about me leaving.
Speaking
I
of,
just
going
What I
Chelsea,
would
I-
like to do is,
I can't.
I never had that much in my life.
I would like to ask, one of the board members, and I'll be happy to do it, but I think we should look at comp structures for our top two, which would be Chelsea and then the next tier, total compensation. Just to look and see if there's, because we want to be competitive in the marketplace. And we can do that by other ways than just increasing base. Bonus is a good one, but there are some other creative things that I think we should be looking at. Just personally, I didn't have any problem doing it last year. I'm not saying that I think your work is equal to, or if not greater from what you did last year. But I think we need to look at the job description, because the things that, like some of the items that I put as a meets this year, I may have calculated them as an exceeds last year, but now, and maybe even years before, but that's the expectation. The expectation is for you to value engineer, for you to drive savings, to bring grant money in. So I think it does warrant the percentages, but I also think we need to continue to make the position attractive. We need to give opportunities not only to you, but to Laura and Bill and Paul and that level as well. And there may be other creative ways to do it, as opposed to just looking at base.
Is the PTO different than if you're sick, or is that part of it?
No,
It doesn't matter.
PTO is PTO.
We don't have separate, we just have
You know,
PTO.
I'm not used to
They
that
don't split it
term.
anymore. You don't have sick
So
leave.
you get
and
your
vacation.
vacation, whatever that is.
Personal time off,
Paid time off. Yeah.
paid time.
We
off.
don't differentiate between sick.
Anything else. So you get your
No.
vacation, you get the holiday periods, Christmas, whatever, all that stuff.
Everybody else does.
Yep.
And then, okay, all right. I didn't know
PTO, we don't care if you're on your deathbed or on a Disney cruise.
that. Okay, I
You may be on
never had
both.
that. That's
Paid
why
not to
I'm-
be here.
You may be on both. There's a difference.
Okay, so that would include your vacation too.
That is vacation, yeah, it's
That
every
is
day.
vacation.
It's just paid
When
time
you,
off.
when
It's
you
still-
were, when you're on PTO, is that strictly time away, or are you working remotely?
She's always working remotely.
How I operate is I put in my, like next week, starting tomorrow, I'm on PTO and I'm out next week. I put in all of those days on PTO. Now, the Monday I come back, and Laura operates the same way. This is, I've set this expectation, this status. If I will estimate if I worked 4 hours over that time, the call here and there, I don't count. But if I'm sitting in front of a computer and I'm approving agenda items, and I have three meetings scheduled next week, I take those, I reduce my PTO.
And here's why I'm asking. So we work in an environment today where work from anywhere is a norm. Going in the
This
office.
is new right, not new
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, it is new as of the past. I mean, I've
Yeah.
been working remotely for
Since COVID,
10
for
plus
sure.
years. But since COVID, it has now become a norm, because of COVID, just all companies had to adopt a virtual structure. Now, a lot of companies went back to either in
Mandatory
the office
attendance or whatever.
or at minimum a hybrid environment.
Mixed.
So what I'm saying is, I think, because I know you travel to North Carolina and you do that kind of stuff. The ability for you to work remotely, I think, should be part of something that we can incorporate. We use Teams. I mean, every day, if I'm
Well, it sounds like she's doing that, Don.
if I'm calling someone, I'm calling them on Teams and I'm video.
But isn't she already doing that? If she's out for a week, it
I-
takes
I-
5 meetings?
But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is
Okay.
that, but giving you the flexibility
You got
to
it.
even do that more would,
I honestly, I wouldn't, I appreciate that, but we're so small, I need to be here. Other than me actually physically going
you
somewhere,
have to be careful saying that, because you can't say that you have to be here and then you ask for extended PTO. That's
That's the problem. And you're
that's a
looking
little
at-
bit of a different,
That's 1/6 of the time, a year.
yeah.
That's
So
1/6
what I'm
of
saying
the
is,
year.
let's not solution that today. I think if you guys
What
don't mind, or if
what were
somebody
you
else
hoping
wants
for?
to
What
do
are
it.
you suggesting? From 8.5 to something else?
yeah, and it can be, a couple extra days, it can be a week at most. I don't want any more than an extra week a year.
So 8.5 to 9.5, you're
Yes.
happy?
Yes.
She's at 8 now.
Oh, I thought it was 8.5 now.
No, 8.
No, 8.
Okay, so from 8 to 9. Okay, no problem with that.
And I don't think any of your work has ever dropped or you've missed anything since in any PTOs. That's not the argument for
I can
me.
vouch for that too.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that.
Always available.
I mean,
In a good way.
11 o'clock at night,
She's always available.
She's on a cruise ship, available, like, I think I
I'm not
mentioned
arguing
this to Tony, didn't I mention this to you the last
Our
week? I
chairperson didn't
said,
hear that much.
wait,
And-
you
and
know I already make Laura pull up, I only missed 2 meetings, stop it.
Please know, like, when I come back, I don't milk it. Like, I don't take, 4 or 5 days back. I take what I truly believe that
Yeah, and I don't think,
vouch for
I don't
that.
think, I don't think we can
Speaking
have.
of
we-
that,
we
No
can
one's
start,
arguing
yeah.
that. No one's arguing that.
So I'm okay with 3 and 9 weeks.
Second.
Call for a vote, all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
And then I would like to, in addition, I would like to look at
By all means,
Chelsea
do it.
and that second tier
Do it.
to see if there's opportunities for us to
Come
continue
back
to
to
be
us.
creative.
Yep.
And we could do it, and we could workshop it. Is everybody okay with that?
I think the.
That's your bailiwick, done.
Let me know what you need
Yeah.
from me for that.
Yeah.
I don't exactly understand where you're going with it, but I'll be happy to
Well,
participate.
so as an example, we can't
She'll
continue.
listen to it.
So my point is, like last year, I felt like that 10% was important critical for a role and for us to not just for Chelsea, but to be attractive in that position moving forward. And she did, she did a lot. This year, I'm not saying she did anything less, but we can't just continue to max out the base. We have to look at other, because we just can't afford to. Because if we have to do that for Chelsea, we have to do that everywhere else. And that's like saying someone like Laura isn't maxing out in her position. Are we giving her a 10%? So we have to just, and it's not necessarily
Well,
apples to apples.
we need some comparative data.
And that's what he's
And I
doing.
can pull that.
We need to go
But
to other.
Are there
CBDs.
other ways? Are there other ways that we can continue to make the role attractive, to offer, let's just call it total rewards, for
Once
not
a
only
month,
Chelsea,
dinner
but
with
for
Ed.
all our leaders?
Once a month, dinner with Ed. I mean, things like that.
hold on, hold on.
And lunch with Bob.
I want to be transparent because you control me. We have had conversations about making things attractive, more attractive, not really and part of full transparency, part of adjusting my tier is looking at adjusting and tweaking the tiers of Laura and the rest of the subordinates. So we collectively every year look at ways to make things attractive. Now, can Laura in her role do exactly what you talked about and work from home? Have I allowed that? Yes. Can my utility guy work from home? No.
Probably not, right.
No.
Yeah.
So there is that.
There's restrictions in.
Already.
Yes,
But could
absolutely.
Austin or Randy, more than
Yes.
likely on occasion?
And they have. So
Yeah, and you're absolutely correct. And
That's
I
within
think
your
part of what
purview.
I'd like to do is look at opportunities, but also probably need to revisit the job description as well, especially in your role and some of the others. Like, let's say this, I think there's probably expectations in the role now that is going to be different than what it was when you started. Because you're doing things,
Oh my God,
you're doing
yeah.
things today that we weren't asking for or that weren't getting done. But now again, to me, some of these things are meats. Whereas 2 or 3 years ago, it was an exceeds because we weren't getting those things done. So we have to
You have to
reset
set-
expectations.
yes.
Right. And we got to raise the bar as the bar gets raised across the organization. So I think, I would take the 6% as, again, doing a fantastic job. However, we just have to be, very, just maybe a little bit more frugal in
We
in
got to
some of
think
the
about
areas.
another thing. We got to explain this to 5,800 users. I hear it all the time. Why are we paying so much? We need information to be able to show that this is the market.
The challenging part,
This is the market.
the
We
challenging
need to
part
show
for
that
her
to people.
role, and maybe even Laura's too, is you can't just plug in district manager and you're going to get exactly, because it's not, there's not that many traditional.
bolt.
Yeah, even in CDDs, you go to any other, they're not district managers defined as we do it. Hell,
It's
it
Russ
wasn't too
Wire.
long ago, we had a management company doing this, and we had an ops
Well,
manager.
keep in mind, there probably are 5 to maybe 8 other CDDs in this state that equate to us on size and what we do. This utility is huge. It's huge. And the water management's huge. So to compare apples and apples is not going to be simple.
It's not simple.
It's not
And
gonna be
because
simple.
I've done it before. I've looked it up, and you have to look at other CDDs, and then you also have to look at other comparable. I mean, we were kind of not joking around, but you were pretty serious. That basically your role is a project manager. That's what you're doing. You're managing projects at both small, medium, and large scale. So you have to look at comp and things from parallel government and other, the private sector as well. But we want you to continue to do well, and we think you're doing a great job as well as all the staff, and we want to keep rewarding you.
And thank you. I just want to call out 2 things. So Ed, to answer your question directly, that district manager's management report, to me, is the justification of all of the things that what you've gotten out of me over the last year.
We understand that, Chelsea. The problem is we're elected. And the people who elect us don't understand it.
So
They don't understand it.
Well, I told a number of
They
them,
only see our numbers.
I told a number of them, we've gotten grants that more than cover what
That's what I'm
they
saying.
work for nothing.
Our people don't understand it. And that makes it very difficult because they're the ones who vote for us.
Yeah, and we can talk, I mean, I'll have direct conversations with you and with Laura and with the rest of the staff on, what are other, if I had an engineering firm that we were contracting, and I wish we kind of did it more with Tetra Tech, but I would embed some value engineering or some rebates or, even incentives to the engineering company for coming in on time on budget. I mean,
Key performance indicators.
Yeah, a lot of those different things. We used to have some of that with Severn Trent. The problem is you start managing to that. And that's the problem we had. We maintained a flat budget, but nothing was getting done for years.
And now
So
we're
you have to be really
Yeah.
careful when you structure those types of environments. And that's the same thing with let's hypothetically with an engineering company. If you got the bonuses, they're managing to the bonus and the incentives, not necessarily to the quality and the outcome. So you got to be really careful.
6:30, let's go.
Anyway.
thank you. Appreciate it. Look forward to the next year. You'll see my 3 goals, and we'll get those out to you here.
Now, are you putting that you sent us on the, what do you call it?
It's already out.
It's on the website?
I'll make sure Randy gets it out
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay.
And then just to clear, I'll need you to stop and sign it, have to print it out, whatever. But it won't, sometime before, it
effective
won't go into
date
effect
that
until the
is?
16th, which is her anniversary.
Anniversary
May
day.
15th or 16th?
May 16th, which is a Saturday, but that's her anniversary date, so.
And perhaps in the future, we can contemplate changing the time of year that this occurs.
She and I had talked about maybe moving it so hers aligns with ours, which are done in September, and then the increase is effective with the fiscal year, because hers is challenging for me to budget also for when it falls.
We just
so-
do that.
So we'll do that, we can do that going forward then, so.
Let's do that. Makes more sense.
Moving on.
All right,
Tony, will this next one be so simple as just a
Well,
motion?
so to do that,
Yes,
we
I think
would
we've
have
already
another
took that. We did the
evaluation
motion,
in
3-3, and
we can
September?
talk about that next time if you want to do it this year or skip, and then it would actually be later next year, so that would be something you would have to decide. And you'd have to rewrite her contract because her agreement says that we done annually on her anniversary, but that's a separate conversation.
so we did the 3-3 and
We don't
9.
have to decide that
We
today.
voted.
3-9, that was approved.
I guess I was just getting to, is this hard to do or not hard to do?
No, it's simple, it's just it's
It's simple to
logistics,
do.
it's
Okay.
logistics.
Tony, on this one is, all we need is just the interest of time. I've gone through this, the people are up over
This
there.
is Santa
are-
Luz? There's
Do
three,
what?
you're talking
Santa
Santa
Luz,
Luz?
yeah.
Okay,
Yes, Santa Luz.
three basic things. And we're in agreement with the association on all this. I talked to Rob Cooper, the association's attorney, on the way up. One, the scope of work, I think Chelsea's comfortable with it, reasonably
Yes.
comfortable. And- but
Tetra
it's
Tech
the-
also reviewed it.
I'm sorry?
Tetra Tech also reviewed the scope of work.
Yeah, and the association's, I think, comfortable with it. We have a couple little glitches about was landscaping in, who's going to, anyways, we can work through those, I think,
Yes.
from a practical in the field kind of matter. But from the standpoint of the agreement in front of you, there's three hangups. One is Lennar wants the release now, before any work is done. We said, no, we want the release after the work is finished. Second, we want warranties from the contractors in favor of the association and the CDD, so that we can have that particular relationship with them with
For
regard
the
to
work they're doing.
for the work that they're going to do. And a warranty, typically it's 1 year. Chelsea mentioned 3, but I think the association would be comfortable with 1 on the work. Those are the 3 things. Other than that, it's they probably spent more money on attorney's fees than they could have spent fixing the damn thing, quite frankly.
If you want to, long and short, if you want to get this fixed, this has to be signed. If you want it fixed, like
This is
now.
their quote-unquote final offer, but the 3 things are what Rob Cooper and I are in agreement on changing: the release after the work is done, the warranty from those vendors, and a 1-year warranty.
Have we heard anything back from them indicating one way or the other that they're not, and I don't want this to be turned out to be an Iran, that they just sit there and nitpick us?
No, this is their proposed final document.
This is the result of nitpicking.
And I think-
Yeah, thank you.
I would,
As modified as
Well
Tony
said.
stated,
Well
I
said.
make a motion, we approve it.
Subject to those,
3 changes.
and if we come back, they don't accept it, then we'll come back next board meeting. and-
Okay, I'll go ahead and call for
You
a
second
vote.
it?
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
believe it when I see it.
Yeah, anyways, I'll stop there.
Any questions on agenda management?
3 years, I mean, come on.
I have none.
Done.
Hey, Steve.
Montague.
Hi, Supervisor comments, I'll start with Bob.
At our last, well, one of our prior meetings, we had discussed the staff gauges and whether we were going to go with the 17 or the 12. And my recollection of the way the conversation went was we were going to send the 5 that were specific to Pelican back to the pond subcommittee for their comments, approval, whatever. They reviewed it and they have approved it. And now the next step is that it goes to PPAC for them to approve or come on. But I got a note saying we started installation last week. So my question is, when it goes to, it's going to PPAC next week, even though it wasn't on the agenda. Is everyone else's understanding same as mine? That we wanted the ponds to know how much money it was, because the first time they didn't know what they voted.
So this is getting strange, just if I'm being fully transparent. You sent it back to Ponds. Typically, Ponds approves things without necessarily PPAC's authority. Ponds approved it. In our mind, it was done at that point, but I'm hearing that there may be a desire to take it in front of PPAC.
Based on what we said in this meeting, it was very specific that it went to Ponds to go to PPAC. That's the way it was said here. Ponds was not going to be the final to say on this specific item. It went back to them just so they could see how much money they voted on. Because when they approved it the first time, they had no idea.
But the decision to be made is made by us 5, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
But if it comes, see, what I fully expect is that when it goes to the PPAC, that they're going to vote it down, because none of them can understand why we're doing it either. There's no value added to this thing. I'm sorry. There just didn't.
So just so you know, I had Paul go back and do the timeline. March 19th, it came in front of you all. You approved the 12 with the 5 staff gauges going back to the pond subcommittee for additional review and budgeting consideration. That was a 4-1 vote. Bob dissenting.
Well, it doesn't, it just left out the last line, and then subsequently we PPAC.
Okay, I'm not aware of that, but April 13, I went to the pond subcommittee. They approved it. Subcommittee was presented with the following options: approve the 5 remaining staff gauges within Pelican Preserve, or to defer installation pending for future review of funding availability. 3-2 for the approval. So ultimately, the question is, do you board want, since the pond subcommittee and
Our
PPAC,
call.
it's your call.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do. We'll do whatever you guys want to
I
do.
would like to go to the PPAC.
As far as I'm saying,
Also because PPAC is the advisory committee to this board.
To us, that's
If
correct.
Not-
PPAC shoots it down,
That is dead.
Contractors mobilized.
if PPAC shoots it down, are we saying this board
we
would?
still can overrule.
Oh, we can still
But
overrule.
would
We can still
we
overrule.
follow Pelican?
And if we didn't, it'd be the first time we haven't.
No, I would not. I would go by the ones that know what they're doing, which is the Ponds Group.
They don't, Ed. They don't have a clue. If you ask them, what are you getting for it? They'll look at you dumbfounded.
Then what do you have them on a committee for? If they don't know
They
what they're
did it
doing?
because Paul wanted it.
If they
That's the
didn't-
bottom line.
There was
Yeah,
even a
I'm not
comment,
changing my mind, but
there
to the
was
main
even a
business.
comment made at the meeting that they were doing it because they wanted to be team players.
That's right. Their value. If the pond is low, you look at it, it's low.
So
Can't do anything
have-
about it.
Have we lost confidence in the ponds committee? Is that what we're saying?
No, we've lost confidence in whoever proposed this, because there is no value to doing it in Pelican.
I think
Okay.
it's fine.
We can argue that. We'll just vote on it. It'll be 3-2, it'll be over with.
Maybe, maybe not.
I just need direction because it is.
I'd like
not-
to hear what PPAC has to say. You have a problem with
I
that?
definitely would agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will halt the project until,
So next Thursday's meeting, we'll put it on their agenda.
Next, you mean? two-
PPAC votes next Thursday.
Oh, okay, but I mean, till
Any
our
other
next
things?
meeting.
Nope.
Okay, Doug,
No.
Ed,
No.
Carol,
Yes,
please ask when the bill's gonna be
we had
ready.
mentioned, I had mentioned a while ago that we should reach out to C5 community along, across from Pelican, to let them know that they are a part of Gateway CDD and the services that they might want to avail themselves of, et cetera, et cetera. Have we found a method of doing that? Because they're all renters over there, so you can't,
Yeah, see,
Send
that's
it
the
to the-
problem. They're renters. They're
you
not.
can't send
they're
it to
not-
the landlord and expect it to get down to the regular people.
I will follow up with Randy and see if he was able to make that happen.
Yeah, we can tell them they're gonna get free
And
parking.
then my
at the
second
soccer.
question is Wink, their new thing, are they in the district or not? They are in the
Yeah.
district.
They're down in Gateway.
Wink
Oh,
news.
Okay, Wink News. John had one of their guys come and do a hurricane preparedness.
They're coming here.
Yeah, they're
And,
here in Gateway.
he was talking about their new building. and
Yeah.
How they're gradually now moving all of their, they will consolidate everything into that building.
Which building is it?
And they
I
said
don't have it, you're gonna have
it's
to.
on Daniels across from Publix,
It's over by,
is what,
yeah, it's over by the brewery.
It used to be over by the old Comcast.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know
The
where
old
that is.
Comcast.
but I didn't know if it was in the district or not.
Yeah, yep.
You know, we have some fields. Would they like to sponsor some fields?
Bobby tried to the other day when she did the interview.
Oh, I did at the end. I said it, that explanation at the beginning and the end. Anyway, so my only comments that I have, I just want to thank you, Chelsea, for everything that you have done this year and for many projects. I am extremely happy to have that room full. I'm not one to, I don't care why is they're full. I think it's always an amazing opportunity for us to communicate with the residents, for us to engage with the residents. I will tell you this, and I was kind of not paying attention at one point because we all received many emails in regards to today's meeting, which is a nice thing. So, but I think as eye opener, I do like to engage it. If there's anything that we can do, you know, to get rooms like this and get participation prior to us making a decision, we are always up for it. Like, we want nothing more than the room to be full and conversation, so.
Well, I question how far this would have gotten had they not given bogus information to the people and just put gas on the fire. I mean, their numbers are all
For
bogus.
whatever reason, I'm glad they were here, right?
So then I think that to me, and I think that's also important, but yeah.
And I love the recognition of the students.
Yeah.
That is just
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. Get them participating in our democracy.
I'll do the math.
Motion adjourned.
Oh, so, right.
Talk to you at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Aye.
See ya.
Starting reading.
I've already done read it.
Okay, thank you, good. If anybody needs extra copies of that policies and procedures manual, I have hard copy.
8 o'clock on the
I don't
8th.
remember ever seeing